me, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, up the crackin', we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, lead the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Hey, yo, welcome to Pub Sports Radio. I hope my internet is good right now. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag Show. We've been doing this for years. We've been doing here at Pub Sports Radio for years. We have a lot of fun. We try to always be honest. Jimmy the Bag, I'm in Vegas. I decided last minute to go to Bet Bash because, you gotta do shit in life. You know what I mean? Whatever on the fence about doing shit or not doing shit, always default to doing shit. If you have a good reason not to do something, don't do it. But if you don't really have a good reason not to do something, just fucking do it. So I did it. I came in a day early. I'm staying at Caesars right now, though I'm in Gold Coast. Jimmy the Bag. Nice. I'm in Gold Coast right now, which is, my sensibilities are different from most people's. I like shit that most people think sucks, but I'm enjoying it here at the Gold Coast. If anyone's watching right now is at Bet Bash or is in Vegas, say hi to me on Twitter and we'll link up. I've already, because the thing is, whenever you do shit and you just like to say, all right, I'm going to do shit, all of a sudden, like, lucky things start happening. It's coincidences start happening. And so there's already people who are in Vegas this week. I didn't even know they're going to be here. I'm going to hang out with them. I might be hanging out in a cabana suite at the Link with direct access to the pool. Yes, cabana suite at the Link with direct access to the pool. Jimmy the Bag, do you have any idea how expensive that is? I don't, but I know it's a lot, and I might be there this weekend. Direct access to the Link pool, cabana suite. Yes, I'm wearing the Who Bangin' hat. The bad news is I'm not completely 100% prepared for today's MLB card, but that's cool. That's cool. I did take the Wings first half over 88. I don't know if we're even covering WNBA today, but I did hit that. I also hit Sparks Fever under 158. I think those are both probably solid plays, but I took first half over 88 in the Wings game, under 158 full game in the Sparks Fever game. And, it is Luke Weaver Day. So I think we're going to have a nice time. But, first-time viewers of the show might not realize that we have a lot of fun on this show. And we also do give out great information. 90% of that great information comes from the freaking comments section. And so if they're here, if I'm completely unprepared, the worst it can be is reduce the quality of the sports betting content by a couple of percent. You won't even notice it. You won't even fucking notice it.
No, you won't notice it. It is 8:05 a.m. in Las Vegas. And when did you get in?
Yeah.
When did you get in last night?
I got in. I took because I was going to go on Tuesday, but then I was like, fuck it, I'll just fucking go on Monday. So I got like a late flight and then it was delayed. So I got in at like 4 a.m. and I was like, I'll just try to go to Harrah's. They were literally sold out. Man, like people are like Vegas is popular now, Jimmy the Bag. You know what I'm saying? Like hotels are fucking sold out and shit. And like Caesars is like $1,000 a night last minute. You know what I mean? So I was like, got to find some place that's open. Found a Gold Coast had a room. I was like, nice. That's good enough.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I like the Gold Coast anyway. Shout out to Boyd Gaming.
Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Got a great group ready to go today. We had another big night last night, live betting. Mike M and Dave Rogers.
Oh, God. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I went 3-0 live last night. So that's back-to-back 3-0 board sweepage live bets.
And for real.
We cut the Giants at plus 450 last night.
I mean, I gotta start following them more closely because you can really have a nice time in life, or at least a better time than you're having following those guys. And I just haven't done it, but I'm just leaving fucking money on the table. I mean, these are my boys, and I'm leaving money on. Yeah.
Our show started at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So when starting the show, he already had plus 1,000 on the Dodgers. Yeah, so he
man.
was at 1.5K before the second game popped off. He easily made over 3,000 last night. Dave Rogers made it, got the comma early, got the comma, 2 or 3 hours in. These guys were just absolute monsters. And the chat was money in the bank. It's so back to back, very, very strong weeks. I have not been doing well with the horses, though, which have taken a little bit of the glimmer off of the shine. Shout out to all the cappers with us. We got BJ in the house. Best bet, Houston Astros money line minus 128. And if you were ever wondering, is the Gold Coast internet fast enough for a live show? What's the answer? Is yes so far, right?
So far, I mean, I did. I'm not doing that bad in life, so I did spring for the extra $10 for the fast internet, and weirdly, the upload and download speeds are the same. So I don't know. So far, it's good, right? So far, it's good. Literally, the upload speed is like I did a speed test. I was like, the upload speed was only like 13 megabytes per second. I was like, oh fuck. But then I'm sorry, the download speed was 13, but then the upload speed was also 13. So we're good.
We can work with that. Yeah. BJ's best bet is in it is the Houston Astros money line. So I will be going up against BJ's best bet today on Saturday. Or it really was Friday night. I was sitting here with my Orioles plus 525 to win the division. I was like, why am I not making money on this professional baseball team every day? So
the Orioles.
Saturday, yes.
Oh,
so
I have, Jim.
Yeah. Well, and I was like, why haven't I? So on Saturday, I bet the -1. On Sunday, I bet the -1. And today, the market's slightly moving towards the Astros. The market wouldn't have got me on the Orioles on Saturday or Sunday. So I'm just going to forget what the market's doing. But they're moving towards the Astros slightly. And I will be on Grayson Rodriguez and the Orioles. And I'm even thinking about sticking to the -1s, really. But the plus 110 now is nice. Do you want a -1 at plus 160? Or do you want the money line? I'll make that decision. But I don't like seeing BJ's best bet. But I do like going up against Framber Valdez after the no-hitter and going out on to the road where, 4.11 ERA. I mean, he's good. He's a really good pitcher. And I like Grayson Rodriguez. So I don't like that. But Stack's play today right there is the team total over 3.5 on said Orioles. That's not what I've been doing. We remember years ago back in Costa Rica when our friend Tuate Latte went on a huge run with the Cincinnati Reds, but he was hammering the team totals, first 5 team total, full game team total. Over and over and over again. I'm not doing that with the Orioles because they're a professional outfit that can beat you 2-0 or they can beat you 9-8. They'll do whatever.
No, I mean the Orioles. I've been doing this for a while now, Jim, and they have saved my baseball season among a few other things as well. But you do see this in a lot of sports, but especially in baseball. A team that just has good character. They're adjusting their play to the new rules and just getting wins day in and day out. And they're the kind of team where after winning 5 in a row and the situation looks good, no problem betting on them as a favorite to win a 6th in a row. And you will tend to see this every year in baseball.
Yeah.
With one or two teams. Yeah.
I'm in. And even just from Saturday and Sunday, I feel like I'm just, going to have the house's money here. So I'm going to keep hammering away at it. Viper MB in the house. Philly, Washington game 1 over 8.5. Atlanta, Pittsburgh over 9.5. And Yankees first 5 -0.5. Yankees full game -1. I am also on the Yankees first 5, but I got them at -135 money line. I thought that was a decent price. There was no need. The -0.5 was -110 at Bet365. I could have got -104, I think, at Pinnacle if I took the -0.5, which I didn't. And I have the Yankees -1. I also have the Rays. I'm going to be on the Orioles. So, and I already have the Rays, but those are my only 3 bets. So it's going to be an AL East kind of day for me. Reclaim James ready to get to work. He was excellent last night. Excellent. God, the live gamblers were just killing it. Morgan Spooner, serious business. Paco Healy, Nut Flush Allen came in, gave us the Giants -1. Oh, thing of beauty. Paco Healy, what a guy!
Oh, shout out Paco Healy.
7 years. This dude has brought massive amounts of joy to my life. We love you, Paco Healy. What a great guy.
Paco Healy.
Yeah, what a monster. What a great guy. Nuke worker now. There's Toe Miggins. What a killer Tone is, man. This guy, winner after winner after winner, whether it be on our live streams or here on the show, he's absolutely spectacular. Saturated. Said he set his spreadsheet on fire last night. I did the Mets game. I did feel like I left money on the table, not Fading my friend Drew Smiley, but I stayed off of it. Andrew G. Chocolatey Waterfall said, had fun last night, hit Red Sox and the Blue Jays on the run line. That was a nice score getting the Red Sox with that salami late. A Wine Time Sports in the house says, what up, fellas? Bad day for me yesterday, but ready to rebound today. You know what is happening for Wine Time Sports today, Pistol Pete Loshak?
Oh, yeah? What's that?
He is going to the Angels game. The Angels game where our Nut Flush Allen will be there, and they're going to meet up. They're going to meet up for a
very
beer
nice.
For the first time they get to meet each other. I love when low baggers get to meet each other. Anybody at that Angels game today, Wine Time and Nut Flush, they're going to be fast friends, man. They're just going to connect immediately. They're going to be
Congratulations to Wine Time for winning the $100 spin last night as well.
Yes, the Wheel of Slaughter. You're absolutely right. The Wheel of Slaughter that went to Wine Time Sports, $100 richer because of that, man. Absolutely right. Eric Jones, Danny Lopez, Mr. Heat, Jay Smooth. Well, yeah, and look at that. It says, can always count on the Angels to completely blow it, says Wine Time Sports. Yeah, made us. I only had $50 on the plus 450, which was too bad. But Dave had $100 on it. So he's just a monster. He's a monster. Andrew G. in the house. And look at Joe Yurkovich. What a guy. Joe Yurkovich says, nobody's judging you, Pete. Nobody is judging you. That's what Joe Yurkovich is saying. No one's judging you. Nobody.
No, I bet you some of these fucking I bet you some of these fucking professional gamblers at Bet Bash are going to be judging me. They're going to be like,
watching the show
here.
Hearing my daughter crying outside as well. Yeah, that's part of it, man. Tori Coker in the house. Paco Healy says, say hi to Teddy Covers for us. What a great group. What a great group. So, Jason M says, Jason Miller here from Australia. Love you guys. Been with you guys since 2014, the early days. Here for your sublime MLB insights. Let's tickle this low bag with our sweaty tongues. Look at this.
Yo, Jim, when the fucking Pub Sports Radio low bag ship finally comes in, we're gonna do some live shows from Australia, Jim.
Oh, I'd like that. I would like that. I'd like that very, very much. Nate Dogg 420 in the house. I got to go see Nate Dogg and his 2-year-old daughter, Kalia. I went over with Ella. We had a great breakfast. That was yesterday. I got to hang out with Nate Dogg 420 and his beautiful daughter, his 2-year-old daughter, Kalia. Hanging out with Ella was an absolute treat. And love you, Nate Dogg. That was very, very fun, man. That was very, very enjoyable. Philly Eagle Flyer 3-0 yesterday. There's Chili Dog Dooley says his favorite day of the week is with a Loshak in the bag. Crypto NJ Striker. Steve G up 11 units. Yesterday says, thank you, Mike M. His baseball picks are hot. Billy Friedrich in the house. Mally Mal. Tone Miggins. The level play of the day is in. Phillies team total over 5.5 in game 1. And Trey Turner is taking a lot of heat over there in Philly to hit a home run. Abdi in the house. Michael Johnson, Mike Wilkerson. What a great group. DT says he's not taking Houston Valdez. I like hearing that. Lucas Ryan says he's taken 3 showers last night. Still can't get the smell of Winnipeg off of him. That'll happen, Lucas Ryan, the dirty peg. Gerardo Hernandez in the house. Rocco Rogers, Jimmy Gomez. There he is. Says good luck in Vegas. Good luck in Vegas for you. Nasty Nate. William Livingood in the house. What an incredible group, man. I love it. So
Jimmy Gomez, I wanted to dedicate the show last Tuesday to Ryan Bowman, August 1st, but we'll dedicate this show to Ryan Bowman, August 8th. Shout out to Jimmy Gomez. You think I didn't commit that to memory? I did, Jimmy Gomez. I did. I'm listening. Shout out to Jimmy Gomez.
I like it. What a group. And William Livingood says we love Turner over here in Philly, but you have to understand the fans that come with this team. We're going to tell you when you're fucking up, but we'll also love you at the same time. I respect that. We got the Dapper Capper, RVD 420, BT, Drip, Skylark, Londo, Young Vaughn. What a group. It is time to get to work. Pistol Pete Loshak, my friend. Coming to us live from Las Vegas, from the Gold Coast.
Also, cook up another little coffee here in the middle of the show, if you don't mind, Jim. All right.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Why
Okay.
would we? It looks like those curtains have seen better days. It does. It looks like those curtains have been through the ringer. It looks like.
If these curtains could talk. These curtains could talk.
All right, and then we got Matty Ice in the house. He says, "What up, fam? Brigsy's 4th birthday today. 4th birthday for Brigsy. Says you guys are such a big part of his life when he was 1 month old. Gonna need a birthday pick for this one, Pete.
Okay, you got it. You got it.
That is an enormous amount of pressure. Our guy Brigsy. Let me copy and paste that. That is a lot of pressure. You got to deliver for Brigsy, Pete. You delivered on your last birthday pick. It was for the Cuban Wayne Gretzky. You gave the first 5 under 3.5 in the Arizona Giants game. It was 1-0 after 5 innings.
Yeah, and I got nervous because I saw some people I respect a lot, like in the over in that game and the first 5 overs. I was like, whatever. Sometimes you ride with it. So, yeah, I was happy about that, Jim.
Yes, it was very, very nice. And Joe Yerger says you don't want a 4-year-old judging you. That's it. You do not want a 4-year-old judging you. So that's true. That's very, very true.
Hell yeah.
That's very true. All right, let's get to work. Thank you guys for joining us here. Loshak and the Bag, Pub Sports Radio. Don't forget, the man beside me right now is our Cappers Contest champion. Our inaugural champion went to Pistol Pete Loshak. I think we had 66 people in the Cappers Contest last year. We started late, so 6,600. We want $20,000 in the pool. Every cent's going to go back to the prizes. Pub Sports Radio is not going to take a cent. It's all going to go back to the prizes, and we want 200 people in it. And I don't see why we can't get 200. I mean, that's not. We started really late last week, and we are starting poker tournaments at Bet Online every Wednesday. So that's the first one is in 8 days, and the winner gets into the Pub Sports Cappers Contest. If you've already signed up for it, we'll just send you $100. Also, 3 tickets and possibly more. They're working on getting us more right now, but 3 tickets at least to the Bet Online Sunday Night Showdown. That's a $109 ticket, and then of course the $25 buy-in will go to all of the prizes depending on how many people sign up. So that's some big things going on. We have 2 new shows coming out, 2 new shows that we will be dropping for everybody in the next week or so. 2 brand new shows here at Pub Sports Radio. They will both be starring cappers who've never had their own show here on our channel. It's possible a 3rd big new show that they're in talks with for another capper who has not had a show here, which is very, very exciting. And we also are doing the Cappers Contest again at Circa. Jeff Slaughter signing us up at Circa. We will be doing that for our show on Thursdays that I will host alongside Jose Bouquet, the Cappers Contest show.
Hey, Jim, I'm thinking of entering myself. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Who's he using as a proxy?
Oh, yeah, he sent me the proxy he's using to send to you. So I have it.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. I'll use that one.
I have it for you here. And Jose, we have a new rule attached to our Cappers Contest show. Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, members only. If you're not a member, go fuck yourself. No, just kidding. Join, become a member. The live show will be members only. That means only members will be able to vote. That means the elite of the elite will be voting on our card. No more public sides. No more public dogs. Maybe less Detroit Lions this year. Definitely less Kansas City Chiefs. It'll be members only. And then after, if you're not a member, you can watch the live stream repeat itself, or the repeat of the live stream, whatever it's called. No voting, obviously, but you can see how everyone voted and all that good stuff. But it's members only, so definitely become a member, and it's a good time. Sharon, how long do we have to sign up? I'll tell you for each one. The Survivor Pool, end of week 1. So you've got that, obviously. It's very self-explanatory. Cappers Contest, you can join whenever you want. Obviously, it'd be much better if you joined in earlier. You want to have as many picks as you can, but the sooner the better, Sharon. And the poker tournament, obviously, will probably be like 15 minutes after it starts. Which, Jimmy, it starts at what time?
8 p.m. When we need that, we got to get one of those up there that says the time on 8 p.m. Steve G says the Circus Sportsbook is fire. I wouldn't know, and I will never know.
God,
I will never know what the Circus Sportsbook is like. I will never know until they have a horse book. They can go fuck themselves. How about that?
They don't
If you don't
respect
respect
the F1
horses, I won't respect you. I know they don't care if I don't show up, but I'm telling you, I'm never going in, never setting foot in that fucking place until they respect horses.
You know, Jimmy, I'm proud of you. We've gotten 20 minutes into this show, and Jimmy or Pete Pete doesn't know what happened to me this past week.
He doesn't.
He has no idea, and it's very nice.
From what I picked out of like the ether last time, it was you said something racist about Koreans and you got banned by YouTube, or what? Is that what happened? You were like, and that's what but it's okay.
No. Well, it was not racist. I wouldn't be here, unfortunately. I just told someone that they should have a sandwich, basically, and I'm surprised Pete actually caught that up. I was shocked. I thought Pete just kept his head in the sand. So good job.
He does, but the world
I do, but I'm very sensitive to race issues. So when I was like, wait, what?
True. That's woke Pete right there. That Pete.
Yeah. I mean, Venezuelans can't be racist, but they can still say things that would be racist if a non-Venezuelan said it. So I was like, wait, what? I'm going to make a coffee in a second, Jim, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, let's get to work. And by the way, it is Chili Dog Dooley, him and his wife's 9-year anniversary today. She sure would appreciate a winning day, says Chili Dog Dooley. So, Pete, I know lack of sleep in the Gold Coast around, semen-covered curtains that look filthy, and he needs to deliver.
I've never heard of that place.
The Gold Coast?
I've never heard of it.
You've never lived till you've been to the Gold Coast, man. You've never lived. Billy Friedrich says Pete is tending to his curtains. All right, he's ready to rock and roll, as are we. Jose, jump in at any time when you've got a look or angle or you want to roll. Abdi, you just got an HPI count? Nice work. Good work. Then you get every horse race as well. It works out really well. Londo liking the Royals money line at plus 165 pistol, Pete Loshak. Let's get to work. We start with game one. We're going to talk about both spots in the double header here. Both spots in the doubleheader. We're going to start with game one, of course. Washington Nationals at the Philadelphia Phillies. These Nats 27-29 on the road. The Phillies 30-21 at home. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tone Miggins has given us the levels play of the day, and it is Phillies team total over 5.5, and Trey Turner to hit a home run as well. And we heard from Vipe. Vipe gave us the Philly-Washington game one over 8.5. And Atlanta, Pittsburgh over 9.5, and the Yankees, but he's given us the over 8.5. Let me make sure I got Vipe's name here. It's not there, but I do remember it was Vipe. Here we go. Let's start with the weather in Philly. It is 81 Fahrenheit, 14.8 miles per hour left to right, very slightly out. Stays between 14.8 and 12.7 miles per hour. Plus 18% home runs, minus 7% doubles and triples, but plus 7% runs. We have 6 stadiums here. 6 stadiums that are double-digit plus for run expectations. Philly Eagle Flyer liking Phillies game one first 5. Tori Coker says his dirty curtains play of the day is the fever money line in the WNBA. Dirty curtains, that's a nice way of putting it, because he could have said something more horrifying. But
he explains something to you. When you factor in the resort fee, this room and the internet that I paid for, this room was $90 total. So, all right, I'm doing a little bit better than what you guys think. 90.
Trevor Williams going up against Zach Wheeler here. Let us start with the money line and see what it is here for game one. And these Phillies are big favorites. Zach Wheeler and the Phillies opened up minus 248. They're now minus 263. So we have 15 cents of movement there. Let's take a look at the total for this one. It is sitting here at 9, juice to the under at Pinnacle. It opened up at 9, minus 112. It's now under 9 at minus 118. We have Trevor Williams going up against Zach Wheeler, and I'd like to drop their stats here and talk about the cash, but we have Clint Starr, the diehard MMA podcast. Yes. Good morning, fam. Big week for UFC Vegas 78. Juliana Miller at plus 115. Chris Dawkins at plus 172. JP Buys plus 302 units on that. And Vincent, I think it's Luke K. I'm certain I'm pronouncing it right, but I believe that is, and 3 units on Vicente. Wow. It's such a treat that we get our friend Clint's action here, and he's having an absolute monster season, now up over 80 units on the season. Okay, so Londo liking Nationals money line. Here we go. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this game one. 79% of the tickets, 81% of cash on the Philadelphia Phillies, now 78 and 79. 57% of tickets and 77% of cash on the over. We've had a slight move to the under. And look at that. Joe Yurkovich has just joined the Cappers contest. Our guy, Joe Yurkovich, and he's going to be tough, man. He is a very talented capper. We want 20,000 in the prize pool, but let's go for 30,000. Joe Yurkovich has just joined the Cappers contest. Trevor Williams, 5-6, 4.72 ERA, 1.49 WHIP. His last start was a 5-2 loss at the Mets. He didn't look very good. 4 innings, 5 earned runs. On the road, he has a 5.02 ERA, and opponents are hitting 305 off of him. 305. 14 jacks and 57 in the third. He has not looked good on the road. Zach Wheeler coming off allowing just 2 runs, 2 solo shots in a 9-8 extra inning loss at the Marlins. Very low scoring until late in that game. But at home, he's not being that good. Not as good as usual. 4.03 ERA, 226 opponents batting average, though. Nats versus Righties, 247, 706 since July 1st. Again, I'm keeping the stats since July 1st. I prefer a bigger sample size than 14 days. Phillies versus Righties, 245, 727 OPS. Phillies bullpen's been excellent. 2.87 ERA since July 1st, while the Nats bullpen has struggled. Take it away for us here. Pistol Pete, Loshak, our first game on the board. Game 1 of the double dip Phillies at home against the Nationals.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at these. Didn't even have overnight lines when I was trying to prepare in Newark International Airport last night. I do think that very likely the Nats have some value at this huge line. And I mean, Wheeler is. Let me see. Where's my notes here? Sorry, let me just get my notes here. I obviously haven't made a bet on either of these games. I'll be definitely looking at game 2, depending on how game 1 goes. Assuming I'm somewhere where I can do a little bit of analysis and get a bet down. Philly's far better, obviously, but this line is just too big. Washington is. I would say roughly in Oakland's area where they just, are a shitty team that should not be that big of a dog game in and game out. And in game 2, Josiah Gray, I don't like the spot for Josiah Gray either. So I can't tell you which game Washington's more likely to win, but I think they're more likely not to win one of them. And a huge dog in both, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's I get it. I don't want Zach Wheeler at this price, but
I mean, free play without question. I put it on the net 35, not even a question.
And let's do some due diligence just for this game 2, just so that we have a feel for it, depending on what happens in game 1. We have another big favorite, nothing quite like game 1 here. The Phillies opened up at minus 210 in game 2. They're now sitting at minus 202. The total in game 2. So in game 1, we have a 6-cent move to the under. It's under 9 at minus 118. It's still a 9 here for game 2, but it's slightly juiced to the over. And it went up to 9.5. It went up to 9.5 at 10:34 a.m., stayed there till 10:56 a.m. It's back at 9. So that's interesting. Then from a cash flow standpoint, we're not going to have much action bet on game 2. We do have 62% of the tickets and 97% of cash on the under. That doesn't seem to have mattered. And 84% of the tickets, 89% cash on the Phillies. We have Josiah Gray coming off a bad start, 6-4 loss at home versus the Brewers, 3 2/3, 5 earned runs. He's not been very good. But on the road, he has been very good this year. And you have Ranger Suarez, who's struggled at home, 5.70 ERA, just 36 in the third innings of sample size. But he's coming off a beautiful start at the Marlins. He's been so good on the road, just like Josiah Gray. Nats are smashing lefties, smashing them. 275, 806 OPS since July 1st. And the Phillies are not hitting righties, especially with any power, 245, 727. I see that Jose is here. Jose, do you have a look here for game 2 of Nats Phillies?
Yeah, I was going to bet the Nationals yesterday, fading Ranger Suarez, and I'm just going to do it today here again with a better pitcher on the bump. So first 5 Washington Nationals money line. I tweeted it out, but I fucking didn't put game 2 behind it like I should have. But I got first 5 money line plus 170 for this.
First 5 plus 170. And Dan Kelly says, is there a coupon code for the Cappers contest? It's asking me for one. There's not. There's not.
Dan Kelly, I am going to try to get up to your house at some point this summer or year, Dan Kelly. It's just everything's all crazy. And now I'm at Bet Bash. Shout out to Dan Kelly.
And we have Perky Sanderson saying happy birthday, Brigsy. So with this look, Jose, are you betting on Josiah Gray to bounce back, or are you betting against Ranger Suarez at home?
A little both. I don't believe in Ranger Suarez right now. I think the Nationals, I know the Nationals hit lefties surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was going to bet this yesterday with Trevor Williams on the bump. But now I've got Josiah Gray. I got just a guy I like supremely better. I'm expecting the Phillies to win game 1, and then we can get a Nationals game 2 here. So get a nice little split. But that's my goal here. I don't hate the full game either, but I do expect Josiah Gray to bounce back.
Yeah, that's an interesting look. I like it. So Jose has moved on game 2. Nats at plus 170, first 5. Nats, first 5. I like where you're at there. I think that that all makes sense. Expecting Josiah Gray to bounce back. Now, he faced the Phillies recently and had a nice start against them. Did he not? Let's go over to Josiah Gray quickly. I believe, because the Phillies have had his number at times. But I thought I remembered, I have a vividness bias.
Yeah, he went at Philadelphia, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 1 walk.
Yeah.
And that is his actually, it's one of his 2 starts against them. His other one was at home, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs off 2 home runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks.
And DT says Wheeler's ass cheeks against the Nats, talking about game 1. Well, interesting. I like the look. Do you have any thoughts on game 2, Pete, before we move into Marlins Reds?
Yeah, I mean, I like I may well be on holding my nose and taking Washington, because I don't really like the spot for Gray, but I don't like the spot for Suarez either, and the line is just too big. So I endorse Jose's play.
Yeah, I like where Jose is at.
It wouldn't be a bad thing. I wouldn't hate people like betting both the Nats in both games, and if you split, then you're still plus money,
Yeah.
Yes.
And Mally Mal telling us that Williams, this is his first game back from the bereavement list. You need to know more about that situation, I think, to really be able to scorecast your expectations for Trevor Williams. I like that look, Jose. All right, I'm interested in what Jose's doing game 2 with the Nats. I'm curious to see what happens in game 1, but I do like that. All right, let's move on. Pete, we move on to 6:40 p.m. Eastern. The Miami Marlins, 58-56, 24-32 on the road. At the Cincinnati Reds, 60-55, 29-29 at home. We're in Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. We will start with the weather. In Cincy, 83 Fahrenheit, 9.5 miles per hour to left field, stays between 9.5 and 7.3 miles per hour. It's the most offensive expectation here. Nothing like what we saw yesterday, but plus 27% home runs and plus 15% runs, plus 9% doubles and triples. The most offensive park here. We have Braxton Garrett going up against Luke Weaver. Nate Dogg looking at Cincinnati money line here with Dream Weaver on the hill. It's a very dangerous trusting Luke Weaver. And you mentioned it was Luke Weaver Day. What were you intimating with that?
I have been betting him, fading him successfully this year, and yes, more often than not with team totals. Not because Cincinnati for most of the year has been a bet on or pass team for me. Not recently, but they were equivalent to Baltimore earlier in the year, where I was betting them game in and game out, even on a 7-game winning streak. Bet them again, and so I was loath to bet against Cincinnati in any situation for most of the year, but fading Weaver anyway, usually with team totals.
Braxton Garrett going up against Dreamweaver. Braxton Garrett has had strange splits. He's been horrible at home and very strong on the road. 51 innings, 3-1, 2.65 ERA, 54 strikeouts, 11 walks, 3 homers, 233 opponent's batting average. He's coming off he just doesn't seem like the same guy. 3 earned runs over 5 innings at home versus the Phillies. The Marlins battled back. It was a game for the ages. Battled back to win that one. Luke Weaver coming off an ugly 5-3 loss at the Cubs. He allowed 4 earned runs over 3 innings and did not look good. And he's been horrible at home, 8.25 ERA. He's allowed 12 home runs in 36 innings, 1 home run every 3 innings. Opponents are hitting .314 against them. Marlins have no power versus righty, so this might be a nice spot for him. Just 686 OPS since July 1st with a 250 batting average. It's wild to be under 700 with no OPS there. Reds versus lefties, 248, 759, and both bullpens have been poor. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. Marlins, Reds. Let's start with the money line. For this one, we have the Marlins here as pretty legit favorites. They open up a minus 130. They're now minus 143, 13 cents of movement towards them. From a total side of things, this opened up at most offshores at a juiced 10.5 to the over. It was not that juiced. I guess minus 112 it opened. Some books had a bigger line to the over 10.5, but it's dropped to 10. So we've had a big move to the under and a legit move to the Marlins. Let's take a look at the cash flow and then hand it over to Pete Loshak here for this. We have 67% of tickets, 68% of cash on the Reds, and the line moving towards the Marlins. 41% of tickets and 63% of cash on the over, and the line moving to the under. So tricky spot here. And there's our guy, TJ, on his lunch break. What a monster TJ's been. I know I want to hear your analysis, but we are. I mean, talk about these cappers that we run with and how spectacular they are. The gift now, Pete, is 32 and 14. 32 and 14 here on the show. 69.6% plus 17.93 units. ROI 35.1%. Average line minus 105. They keep saying unsustainable, but we're sustaining those incredible. We are sustaining those ridiculous, spectacular, otherworldly numbers. So take it away here. It feels like the public on the Reds, the line moving towards the Marlins. Do you trust the Marlins to have power against Weaver? Is he just that bad? What are you doing here, Pete? Take it away.
Yeah. First of all, I see Dan Kelly trying to jinx me in the contest this year against him. Dan Kelly, I will easily reverse jinx that jinx. And then if you want to reverse jinx my reverse jinx, go for it. I'll reverse jinx your reverse jinx of my reverse jinx, Dan Kelly. Let's do this, Dan Kelly. And we'll also, let's do that and hang out in September at Lake Skaneateles. Yeah, Jimmy the Bag, this is a no-brainer. Okay, Miami, do they have the best lineup in the majors? No. Miami, first 5, team total over 2.5, minus 120. That's at Heritage. That's an official play, Jimmy the Bag. I didn't do a lot of research on this card, but some of these plays, you don't got to do that much research, Jimmy the Bag. If it loses, I will be fine with it. Miami, first 5, team total over 2.5, minus 120. Another team total fade of Luke Weaver, and I'm okay with it. And Garrett is an interesting case. Yeah. I'm also leaning first 5 over and full game over as well. I'm definitely not leaning Miami as a favorite here. So we will hold off. Just one official play for me, Jimmy the Bag. First 5, team total over 2.5, minus 120. Current line Heritage.
Yeah, this makes sense to me. Staying away from the volatility of Braxton Garrett. But man, he's been really good on the road, and I'd like to do both. I'd like the Marlins first 5 and the Marlins first 5 team total over 2.5. I'd like to do both. Joe Yerkovich says he can't back a struggling Miami team. Well, I wanted it so badly, but that's what got me off the Mets yesterday. Yes, the Marlins are struggling, but some of these pitchers, like Drew Smiley and like Luke Weaver, are padding Capper's pockets. So why not mine? I like the public 69% of the tickets and cash on the Reds, the line moving towards the Marlins. I think this is pretty telling here. Pretty telling. And there's our guy, Mark Schillingberg, in the house, upset with his phone, out of data, even though he pays for unlimited data. We love you, and thank you for rolling with us. Let's get cash. Eric Jones saying over. Surprised to see it go from 10.5 to 10. Okay, so we move on. Loshak's on the Marlins, first 5 team total over 2.5. So we've been giving out plays from both Jose in game 2 of Nats Phillies and Pete in Miami Cincinnati. I like both of where they're at. I like them both. Let's move on to the next one on the board. Pete, 6:40 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Twins at Detroit Tigers, and I came very close to betting the first 5 under 4.5 at minus 120. I imagine here now when I check the line will won't be available anymore, but I found that this was 97% of cash on the under, and I just didn't. I wanted to talk it out. If I'm going to be on that public of a spot, I just wanted to talk it out. The first thing I want to see, though, is this still available? at minus 120 for the first 5 under, and it's okay if it isn't. Yeah, now it's at 4. And it's not even wow. I guess I should have just fucking moved on it, but something was just not right. Now, Sonny Gray's coming off a much better start. He looked a little vulnerable there for a minute, but he's coming off a nice start. At the Cards, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 8 Ks, 3.18 ERA. On the road, 61 in the third, 3.38 ERA, 56 Ks, 25 walks, and 3 homers. Let's go over to the weather here. It's a little frustrating seeing that I would have beaten the market pretty badly, but and that was at bet 365, the minus 120. It was minus 190. See, it was minus 121 at Pinnacle. Then it went to minus 119. And I saw the 4s, the places that had 4s that were moving towards the over, were juicing the over. And 83 Fahrenheit, 9.8 miles per hour, right to left towards the left field pole there at Comerica. Let's see what Ballpark Pal's expectation of Comerica is. And it's not offensive. Minus 9% homers. Minus 1% doubles and triples, plus 1% runs. An 8-dog leaning to the over here in Detroit, full game, Gray versus Rodriguez. Let's take a look at the line history. Let's start with this total. 7.5s are on the board, but not at Pinnacle. Pinnacle is still hanging the 8. This opened up at 8. Actually, Pinnacle dropped it at 7.5, 9:45 a.m. and brought it back up to 8 at 10:41 an hour ago. So it still had a 6 cents of movement towards the under. And from a money line standpoint here with these Tigers, we have them sitting at minus 101. So opened up at plus 103 yesterday at 5:06 p.m. Now minus 101. So 4 cents of movement to the Tigers and a move to the under. Let's take a look at the percentages now. 90% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the under. Well, now if you're on the under, at least you've seen some movement towards the under. Sitting with 97% of the cash on the under early this morning and no movement was just not enough. It might have been last night now that I think about it, that I was not this morning, but 35% of the tickets, 49% of the cash on the Detroit Tigers. Sonny Gray versus Eduardo Rodriguez. Rodriguez coming off a 6-3 win at the Pirates. It was a gift given out from our guy, TJ. He gave us the Tigers' first 5, and they won comfortably. At home, 3.27 ERA, 225 points batting average. He's been really good. Twins are hitting lefties, 256, 755. Tigers aren't hitting righties, 231, 666. And both bullpens are poor since July 1st. Take it away for us here, Pete. But maybe Rocco helps us here. It says Twins K percentage dropped tremendously versus left-handed pitching in the last 15 days compared to the last 30. Hitting numbers improved as well. Sonny seeing a team twice this year, hasn't done them well all year. And the Tigers bullpen is taxed. He leans full game over 2 with Nate Dogg 420. Robert Franklin on Detroit first 5, and Rez Mob. So great to see Rez Mob back in action. Man, that's what a great guy. He came to Pubapalooza 1 with his beautiful wife. Man, they're just money in the bank. She's a teacher. They both played in the poker game, and both very skilled poker players and great cappers. And miss you, Rez Mob. Nice to see you back in action. Take it away, Pistol Pete Loshak. Twins, Tigers at Comerica.
Yeah, I can understand a full game over. I was agreeing with you, though, with early unders, no run in first inning or first 3 under, first 5 under as well. I have no reason statistically to think that this won't be a good start for Sonny Gray again. Although, yeah, seeing Tigers again might be a bit of a concern. But I have both of these starters as likely to be okay early. I don't know. Is Sonny Gray? Is there a big sample size for Sonny Gray screwing up against seeing a team a second time? My numbers indicate that that he should have a 3rd straight solid start on the road. Is that not the case?
No, I can understand it. There was a moment there, and I guess was it just the one bad start? I guess it was no. He had 2. Sandwiched around the All-Star break. He allowed 6 earned runs over 6 innings at home versus Baltimore, and then right after the All-Star break, he allowed 5 earned runs over 5 innings, 2/3 at Seattle, and then he's been better. Quality start. So
all right, let's do the first 3 under 2.5. First 3 under 2.5 minus 135. Current line at Will Hill. First 3 under 2.5 minus 135. I would also like no run in the first at minus 120 and the first 5 under. but I'm not going to double up.
First 3 under 2.5 minus 135 for Pete.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I probably should have pulled the trigger. I apologize for the screaming in the background. I hope you guys can hear it. Something's going on out there that I'm not. Loshak first 3 under 2.5 minus 135. I think that I should have pulled the trigger, but these things happen. Joe Yergovich says the Baltimore implosion was a back-to-back versus the Orioles. It was. You're absolutely right. It was a back-to-back versus the Orioles. I mean, he saw Detroit at home back on June 15th and walked 4, allowed 2 earned runs over 4 innings, and he was rolling at the time. It's interesting. Let's see. Do we have any other spots where he's seen a team twice? The White Sox. Yeah, he saw the White Sox twice. So the second time that he saw the Chicago White Sox, it was a quality start. 2 earned runs over 6 innings. He saw Boston twice. The second time he saw them, he allowed 3 earned runs over 5 innings. So
I would also be leaning Minnesota here, but I see people are liking Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to let it go. DT saying 6 guys on Minnesota, Light Rodriguez up. Okay, we move on. Now Mally Mal looking at the first 5 over 4. Interesting. You know what, Mally Mal? I think that's probably what got me off of it was I saw that the first 5 over 4 was pretty juiced at the time, and I was like, well, people are loving that first 5 over 4, and then we had 97%. Whatever. I digress. Let's move on. 6:40 p.m. Eastern.
Actually, you know what? Let me add on Detroit. Minnesota first 5. Let me add that one on. That was borderline. I like it. It's just I'm just seeing what am I seeing? You got first half. Yeah, minus 106. We can add that one on. Minnesota first 5 minus 106.
You are locked in. Pete coming to us from the fabulous Gold Coast Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. St. Louis Cardinals 49-64, 24-31 on the road at the Tampa Bay Rays, 68-46, 37-19 at home, Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. You know, we've been in these situations, so often, Pete, now working together, and it was something I was like, thinking about on Friday, and the Cardinals have checked out, and the Tampa Bay Rays must win. So who cares what the market movement is? I saw a little bit of a move towards the Rays. Yeah, it was like 85%, 90% of the cash, 85% of tickets, 90% of cash on the Rays. But I was like, you know what? I'll take the Rays full game on the -1 line against a team that's checked out. And maybe I start doing this like I did with the Orioles. Maybe I start doing this with all these teams that I think that must win against a team that's checked out. So that's what I did. I took the Rays on the -1 line, Pete, and I got a pretty good number. A number I was fine with. A better number at Bet365 than what was available at Pinnacle. I got -120 on the -1. I got the money line at -170 and the run line at +125. So I moved on it. No need to look at weather as we're at the Trop. Let's take a look at what's going on with this line right now. And Zach Eflin at home. No real movement since earlier. So there was actually a bit of a buyback here. It was -172 at Pinnacle, and now it's -170. We've only had 5 cents of movement towards the Tampa Bay Rays. So, I'd prefer to see more. Then from a total scenario, we're sitting here at 8.5. 8.5. So it's always been at 8.5. We've had 1 cent of movement towards the over. Cash-wise here. Oh, sorry. Let me pull this up. Cash-wise, we have 80% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on the Rays. Yeah, I'd like to see movement, but 24% of tickets and 65% of cash on the over, and we've seen no movement there. That's an interesting spot. Michaelis, last start, 3-2 loss at home versus the Twins, 7 innings, 3 runs, 2 of which were in, 7 Ks, 1 walk, and that was the start after the Hap beating. On the road, he's been pretty good this year. 3.84 ERA, 276 opponent's batting average. Zach Eflin on the other side, 3.46 ERA, 1.00 whip. Coming off a really nice road start. 6 innings, no earned runs, 5 Ks, no walks, and a 5-2 win at the Yankees. But we know what he's done at the home all year. 2.6 at home all year, 2.60 ERA, 207 opponent's batting average. He's allowed just 6 jacks over 72 and 2/3. And the last time we saw him at home, it didn't go well. It was what I think. I'd like to see right now if it was his lone horrific home start of the season. He allowed 5 earned runs at home versus Miami. I mean, he's just been lights out at home. So I expect him to bounce back. And yeah, I trust. The Cards are hitting righties hard. 277, 806 OPS. The Rays are not. But one team's checked out and one team must win. I'm on the Rays -1 at -120. Pete, take it away. Cardinals Rays at the drop.
Okay, yeah. First, Mally Mal asking, he got -106. I see -117. Mally Mal, I'm talking about the first half money line, and yeah, it's -106 at Pinnacle. I'm looking at it right now, and in fact, I hit it. Yeah. Oh, Nutflesh Allen saying I need to bounce in about 30 minutes working on Cubs team total over and Seattle team total over. Shout out to you, Nutflesh Allen. One day, very soon, we will hang out again, and it will be fun as hell. This is a tough one, Jim. I hope you cash. I think I'm going to be far off of it. At the current lines, my numbers indicate that the line is too high, that St. Louis should be the side, but obviously the line is moving Tampa Bay's favor. My numbers indicate its value with St. Louis, even at the overnight line, which is lower than it is now. It's going to be a pass for me. Low confidence all around. Hope you cash, Jim.
Thank you. And if I had been looking at the market on Saturday, Sunday, I wouldn't have been on the Orioles on the -1 line. So I'm just going to take these teams that must win against these teams that have checked out and, track the action. And if it succeeds, keep hammering it. It succeeded this past weekend. Let's move on to 7:05 p.m. Eastern. The Astros at my Baltimore Orioles. Justin McElvey's giving us the stacks play of the day here on the Orioles. Team total over 3.5. And BJ's best bet is the Houston Astros. BJ, how many units is that a 1 unit bet, or are you expanding the strike zone here?
I think he said 3.
Did he say 3? Okay. Well, it makes me very uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Cody AV, anyone can join the Cappers contest. Anybody. My mom had a pretty solid season last year. Better than me. My mom had a pretty solid season last year. So yes, and we won a $20,000 prize pool. I'm going to start going for a $30,000 prize pool as soon as we get to 20. But I don't see why we wouldn't. We're ahead of the game right now. And we need you in, Cody, my man. Okay, so Astros, Orioles. It makes me uncomfortable, BJ, being on the Astros. And the line's moving towards the Astros. And that's why I haven't bet it yet. Just been sitting back and waiting. Let's take a look at the weather first. In Charm City, the great city of Baltimore, Maryland. Let's take a look at what we are dealing with. 78 Fahrenheit, 7.7 miles per hour out to right, between 7.7 and 7.2. Ballpark Pal has Oriole Park plus 6% homers, plus 2% doubles and triples, plus 10% singles, and plus 12% runs. Line history-wise, a little bit of... Oh, no. Same. So Bet365 was at plus 105, and I was like, well, I see the line moving towards the Astros. I will wait. They are now, I believe, at plus 110. Let me see this. Yes, plus 110. Pinnacle is now at plus 114. They got up to plus 116 a couple times, so they're at plus 114. So, 4 cents of movement towards the Astros. And from a total side of things, we see a bunch of books at 8.5. Pinnacle keeps going back and forth, up to 8.5 and down to 8, up to 8.5 down to 8, up to 8.5 down to 8. And, I'd like to fade Framber Valdez here after. Look, Framber Valdez was pitching horribly. And then he threw a no-hitter. And the books gave us that idea that he was going to be spectacular. The Guardians' first 5 team total against Framber Valdez, who was getting touched in a bunch of starts in a row, was 1.5, and it was minus 101 to the over and minus 119 to the under at Pinnacle. And I was shocked by it. I was like, how could it be? You're going to even money to go over 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings? And he shoved. And now we switch cities. We take him out onto the road where he's got a 4.11 ERA, 230 points batting average. Look, Grayson Rodriguez has really good stuff. I mean, he's not really getting the results. And his last few starts have been better. They haven't been elite. But there's a reason why a team like the Orioles keeps sending him out there every 5 days. And the Orioles are hitting lefties hard, 270, 780 OPS. Astros versus righties, 229, 712 OPS since July 1st. The Orioles bullpen is back to being elite. So look, I want the Orioles, and I'm going to bet them, and I'm just waiting to see how high this number goes. Jose, we see that you've joined the show, so we want to hear your action on Astros Orioles. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Orioles bandwagon with you. I took both money line and -1, money line plus 112, -1 plus 164 for me. I agree with you. I want to fade someone after a no-hitter. I like the Orioles. I think they understand that this is a big series, especially because this could be the ALCS preview. So, yeah, I'm on the Orioles money line. And shout out to Perky Sanderson in the chat. By the way, William, we have our guys at Bet Online. As if you're looking for a sports book, go to our website, pubsportradio.com. You'll see the logos there. You can sign up to one of those right there through our website, and they'll let them know. That'll let them know we sent you. So shout out to you, William.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, were you on them throughout the Met series?
Yeah, I was. The only day I wasn't on them was the day my laptop was literally dead and I had no charger. So yeah.
Pete, your thoughts here on Astros Orioles? Are we blinded by the money that we've made off the Orioles?
Sure. I mean, this was another bet that I just was automatically going to make. I'll make it official right now. Full game money line plus 114. I'm seeing that in a bunch of places. Probably you can get if you shop around and get a better line. But yeah, it's not just a fate of Valdez. It's a play on the Orioles as a home dog. And yeah, sure, Rodriguez, like you said, Jim, he has big potential. Not getting the results yet. Will he get the results in this game? We'll see. But I took it. I bet it. I do my best here, Jimmy the Bag. Is it definitely positive EV? No. Do I have a black box model that is successful that indicates that Baltimore is a play on here? No. But I'm on it. This is what we do here, Jimmy the Bag. Orioles money line with everyone else. I'm on it.
I'm going to be on it too. I just was looking to see if I could keep watching it go up. I'm just deciding whether -1 or money line. Mally Mal, it's just under your sign-in. Now, maybe this is, the Canadian site because they're legal up here in Canada, but right under your sign-in, it'll say betting resources. Right under that, American odds. Well, I'm on American odds, but it'll say decimal odds. Click on that and move it to American odds. All right. Arnillo says,
and also someone else I saw posted over. That was also a lean as well. Oh, Nate Dogg. Yeah.
And Mike M looking at loving Adley Rutschman RBI at plus 230. What a monster Mike M is. I just love. We're just the cappers that we hang out with are so skilled. Man.
I'm going to copy and paste that.
God, he's an absolute monster, Pete. And we've got some big news regarding our friend Mike M here at Pub Sports.
No, I know, and I love his attitude. His attitude is like, yeah. Oh man, love him. He's just totally misdirecting. I'm not Billy Hoyle. He is Billy Hoyle. He must be doing it for a reason.
He's Money in the Bank. Well, I'm going to join you guys. I'm going to join you guys. But we have DT looking at Houston first 5 or the Nerfy, and BJ with a big bet on the other side of us. And as much as that scares me, I don't think, even though the last couple of weeks when we've all been on the same side of cash, we know historically it's not something you really want every single person on the same side. Orioles team total over 3.5 for Joe Yurkovich. And I've stayed away from those team totals, as I said earlier, because I cashed the Orioles -1 in a 2-0 game. I just want the Orioles to be professional and take me to the cash. There's our guy, Leonard Porch Jr. in the house. Okay. Arnillo says book stay disrespecting the Orioles makes no sense. Okay. So Jose on the Orioles on both the money line and the -1 line. Loshak on the Orioles, and I will be there too. But best bet from
and Joe Yurkovich. Sorry, Yurkovich talking about Orioles team total over. That is very tempting as well. I'll probably be on that small.
And Stack's play of the day. That's our Justin McElvey's play of the day. Yeah, I'm just going to stick to what's been working here, but I do like it. Right. I do like it here. All right, we move on. 7:05 p.m. Eastern, Atlanta Braves at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Shout out to the squad last night, all on the Pirates. Billy Brisbane moved on the Pirates as well. Pre-game. God, these guys were just monsters. I mean, getting in the way of this fucking Braves team and getting out with the cash was extremely enjoyable to watch. Shout out to our Billy Brisbane. Yonny Chirino's going up against Mitch Keller. PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We will start with the weather in Pittsburgh. Let's get over there right now. 81 Fahrenheit, 12.6 miles per hour to left center. Stays between 12.6 and then starts dying down throughout the game. Ends up at 7.2 miles per hour out to left center. Ballpark PAL has PNC Park plus 4% homers, but plus 17% doubles and triples, and plus 10% overall in runs. So they expect offense here. Real Deal Prime says Alex Anthopoulos, the Braves architect. What a horrific mistake the Blue Jays brass made, letting him go. You got a guy who comes up through he was collected the mail, the fan mail in Montreal. That's where he comes all the way up through the Expos. They leave. Then he comes up through the Jays. He's got a born and bred guy who's just so intelligent and he cares so much, and we just let him go for these fucking guys from Cleveland. Yonny Chirinos and Mitch Keller. Last start for Chirinos wasn't bad. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk, and a 12-5 win at home versus the Angels. That was against Giolito. We were live doing our show, and I ended up moving on the Angels' first 3. It was 0-0 going to the third. Chirinos didn't look bad, but it was a tremendous error to fade the Braves. But look at what Billy Brisbane did last night, fading the Braves. On the road, Chirinos has been quite good all year. 39 2/3, 2.95 ERA. 19 Ks and 13 walks is not the kind of K-walk ratio you want in 40 innings, but 228 opponents batting average. What's wrong with Mitch Keller? He's looked atrocious. I made the mistake of thinking he would bounce back at the Brewers in his last start. He allowed 8 earned runs over 5 innings. At home, he's been good all year. 3.57 ERA, 220 opponents batting average. The Braves are just lighting up righties and smoking them. 266, 850 OPS since July 1st. Pirates 223, 696. Braves bullpen and Pirates bullpen have both been very good. So let's just take a quick look at the line history and then hand it over to you, Pete. Line history-wise, we will start with the money line. We have Chirinos and the Braves, not at a too ridiculous of a number. They opened up minus 170. They're now minus 162. So we have an 8-cent move towards the Pittsburgh Pirates. And from a total side of things, we're staring at a 10. Most books opened it at 9.5. Pinnacle included. Pinnacle opened at 9.5. They moved it at 10 at 12:55 a.m. Moved it back to 9.5 at 7:34, and then back to 10 at 9:14, where it has stayed. So we have a move to the over and a move to the Pirates. And when we take a look at the cash flow, why don't I have it up here for some reason? Oh, there we go. When we take a look at the cash flow for this one, we have 54% of tickets, 56% of cash on the under. No real help there, except it's gone up a half run. Then 91% of the tickets, 91% of cash on the Braves. This is interesting. I can't wait to hear your breakdown. There's our guy Teece in the house as well. He'll be joining us for WNBA. He's picked out 2 spots that he's attacking, and one is the 3 p.m. game and then the late game. Take it away, Pete. Braves, Pirates.
First of all, please add on Orioles team total over 3.5 minus 114 current line at Pinnacle. Cannot do it. Add that on for me. Jimmy the Bag. Orioles team total over 3.5 minus 114 current line at Pinnacle.
Very quickly, sorry to interrupt, but Von Polo, and I'll get that 3.5 minus 115 for you. Von Polo talking about
minus 114. Go ahead.
Oh, minus 114. Cool. What happened with the broadcaster in Baltimore? I watched it, and I can't. I think there has to be something else going on. Because that just makes no sense. Just because he brought up how bad they've been in Tampa, that he could be fired. He seemed like a smarmy guy, but what he did was there was nothing wrong with what he did. So there has to be something else going on. It just makes no sense. I mean, you can't fire. I mean, you can't fire somebody for that. So I think there must be something else going on, but I don't know if there is. Okay, I got your over 3.5 minus 114. Take it away on Braves Pirates.
Yeah, he was probably finger banging somebody he shouldn't have been finger banging. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy the Bag? All right. What'd you say? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, this one, it's I want to take Atlanta here as a favorite, but I can't pull the trigger. I think I'm going to have to pass here. It's a tough one. I'm just going to pass. I can't pull the trigger on Atlanta as this big of a road favorite, but my numbers indicate don't take the Pirates. So it's going to be a pass for me, Jim.
Yeah, I don't want to trust Mitch Keller here, and I don't want to trust Chirinos, and the market with 91% of people on the Braves and 91% of money in the market moving towards the Pirates, which would mean I would have to trust Mitch Keller. And the juice liking the Braves -1.5 today. We had somebody come into our live stream and tell us the lock of the night was the Braves' first 5 at -300 yesterday, and that lost badly. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. Whether it's at -160 or -300, I don't want to be involved. But the juice liking it. The juice liking it. All right. Reclaim James was with a point saying that you can't just walk around finger popping folks' assholes. So, well put. Well put. Maybe that's another T-shirt. At least the bumper sticker for Pub Sports Radio. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Next up for us, Pistol Pete Loshak. Chicago Cubs 58-55, 26-27 on the road. The New York Mets 51-61, 27-23 at home at Citi Field in Queens, New York. Jamison Taillon coming off a nice start, 5-3 win at home versus the Reds. And he's pitching quite a bit better. He had a horrific first half of the season. His numbers still bear those terrible starts. 5.36 ERA, 1.40 WHIP, 15 home runs allowed here in 94 innings. On the road, he's been better. On the road, he's struggled at Wrigley. We're getting a little bit of feedback there. But on the road, 40 innings, 4.28 ERA, 201 opponent's batting average. Just allowed 5 jacks on the road. He's been pretty good. Young Vaughn looking at the first 5 over. Rocco Rogers looking at the Cubs team total over 4.5. Mal saying Cookie has looked horrible. He sure has. And that last start was another example of that. 9-2 loss at the Royals, allowed 6 earned runs. He was awful. And at home, he's been atrocious. 8.51 ERA, 3.15 opponent's batting average. Morgan Spooner in the house. Nice to see you. Cubs versus righties, they're smashing them. 284, 833 since July 1st. And the Mets are hitting with power. Not great average, but 235, 772. Cubs bullpen, 3.84 ERA. So let's take a look at the line history here for this one. This one is, inferring that Carrasco is going to have a good start. The Cubs have gone from -136 to -129. So there's been a slight move towards these New York Mets. From a total standpoint here, we have this sitting at 9.5, slightly juiced to the under. So open at under 9.5, -110. Now it's a -108. So very slight move to the over and a move towards the New York Mets. When we take a look at the cash flow for this one, 91% of the tickets, 87% of the cash on the Cubs, and there's been a move to the Mets. Then 51% of the tickets and 90% of cash on the under. This is tricky. Take it away for us. Oh, I didn't touch on the weather. I should just do that here quickly. At Citi Field, we have where's the Mets game? Here we go. 77 Fahrenheit, 15.5 miles per hour left to right, between 15.5 and 12.1. And Ballpark Pal has this Citi Field plus 13% home runs, -8% doubles and triples, and just even at 0%. Take it away, Pete. Interesting one. Taillon versus Cookie Carrasco.
Yeah, I mean, my thought was definitely Cubs or nothing here at first 5. I know that, Carrasco getting crushed is not something that's guaranteed to continue. Taillon being great is not something that's guaranteed to continue, but I think it's worth betting into at the low line. The line towards the Mets, the line move towards the Mets doesn't make me happy, but definitely leaning Cubs first 5.
Definitely leaning Cubs first 5. I agree, but I'm not going. This is a fishy line.
Yeah.
And Carrasco is always kind of being a tricky pitcher. I expect him to be better than he's been the last little while. But yeah, I would be on Cubs first 5. I would fade Cookie, but I'm not.
Or like a race to something, race to 2, race to 3, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear you. I feel you. No action for me. Move on to 7:10 p.m. Eastern. Kansas City Royals 36-78, 15-42 on the road at the Boston Red Sox 58-54, 31-26 at home. Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Brady Singer going up against Cutter Crawford. Jose joining us for his Boston Red Sox here at Fenway. And, Morgan Spooner saying it's Brady Singer Day. And I've been the biggest proponent of Brady Singer over the last 2 years. There's no pitcher in baseball that's made me more money. But it's at home. He's coming off a better start on the road. but it's just at home where he pays and pays and pays. And I don't want him on the road. So in his last start, I had him first 3, first 5. It was easy cashers. But something changes on the road. 43 innings, 6.91 ERA, opponents hitting 320 off of him. And Cutter Crawford is a good pitcher. 3.62 ERA, 1.09 whip. His last start, 5 innings, 5 Ks, 1 walk, 6-3 losses to the Mariners, but he didn't allow a run. Now, Cutter Crawford has struggled at home. Let's just start there, Jose. What's going on? Why has he got a 6.03 ERA at home? What's going on there? Do you have any insight on that?
I don't have any particular insight besides Fenway just being an offensive-friendly ballpark.
But man, he's got a 3.62 ERA, 1.09. He's having a really good year. But at home, he gets touched up. The Royals are starting to hit 250, 707 OPS first righties since July 1st. Red Sox first righties 272, 804. And Royals bullpen 6.20 ERA. It's been really ugly. So let's take a look first at the weather here in Boston. We have 76 Fahrenheit, 8.4 miles per hour to right center. Stays between 7.7 and 8.5 out to right center. See what Ballpark Pal expects of Fenway. They have Fenway as the second most offensive park, tied with Progressive Field and Cleveland. They have plus 9% homers, plus 22% doubles and triples, plus 14% runs. Let's go over to the line history then for this Cutter Crawford, Brady Singer spot. And we have the Royals opening up at plus 153. They're now plus 166. So a big, legit move towards the Boston Red Sox. Then from a total scenario, we have this sitting at 10 right now. There are 9.5s on the board, and this went to 9.5 with about 7 hours after it opened at Pinnacle. They dropped it to 9.5. They moved it back to 10 at 9 in the morning, and then back to 9.5 an hour later. But it's sitting at 10 right now at a pick'em. So a very slight 3-cent move to the over. We have 38% of the tickets and 83% of cash on that over. And 89% of the tickets, 85% of cash on the Boston Red Sox. The market moving in that direction. So take it away here, Jose Bouquet. Singer, Crawford, Royals, Red Sox at Fenway.
Yeah, the Red Sox are wearing a yellow uniform, so they're bet on. I just think that ultimately, I don't know why, they're 22 and 3 with their yellow uniforms on, or something like 22 and 4. It's ridiculous. The Royals are just a bad enough team where the Red Sox can win, but their season's over. Again, I'll be fading them when they play competent opponents, but this is not one I expect the Red Sox to win. And Dennis Garcia told me about their schedule coming up, and he's going to tell me like in 2 weeks you're going to get back in on the squad. They're fucking done, dude. They're such a joke. It's pathetic. But I'm out on this Red Sox team, betting on them. I cannot bet them at minus 180. Yeah, and again, the yellow uniforms are apparently a thing now. So pass here for me. Pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't want Brady Singer on the road. I don't find this interesting. In fact, the only thing I would do is fade him, but he's being just too good to me. DT says Boston minus 1.5 for sure. What do you think? Oh, and Billy Friedrich on KC first 5 plus a half, plus 110. What do you think, Pistol Pete? Royals, Red Sox?
Okay, first of all, I hate to do this, Jimmy the Bag, but can you give me 2 plays in the Cubs-Mets game?
Yes, definitely.
Sorry about that. Have to do it. The first 5 is probably the play, but I'll take the first 3 minus 125. Cubs first 3 minus 125. That's current line at Will Hill, and can't not do it. Cubs first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 116. Current line at Pinnacle. Cubs first 5 team total over 2.5 minus 116. As far as this game, yeah, obviously my first thought was lean KC and over. Why would we not like an over here, Jose Bouquet? And why not a KC team total over, Jose Bouquet?
I didn't hate either one. Maybe KC team total is probably the way to bet it and fade the Red Sox here. Their bullpen is kind of atrocious right now, and they definitely used up the pieces to try to go get a win against the fucking Royals of all people. But it's just I have trust issues right now with the Red Sox offense, really.
Right. And so go ahead, Jim.
Oh no, it's all salient comments to me. This does not appeal to me. I do not know what Cutter Crawford's going to do at home, but I do not think that the 31 and the third is probably enough of a sample size to say that he's just bad at home. He's been pitching well, and then I know what Brady Singer does. He's spectacular in his predictability, and on the road he gets touched up. But he didn't in his last road start. But this guy, there's been no pitcher over the last 2 years that's been more predictable. I think he's just been spectacular for us. He shoves at home. He's so good at home. He's so trustworthy at home. And then, you send him out on the road and it just doesn't happen. His last road start, though, was at the Yankees. And I believe it was just before Judge came back, I believe. And he allowed 2 earned runs over 6 innings. But the one before that was against the light-hitting Guardians. And they went for 6 earned runs and 13 hits off of him. So I'm off.
Jose, you trust this guy, Cutter Crawford, in this spot?
Yeah, I do. I more trust the Royals offense to suck.
Really?
Yeah. There's only one guy in the Royals offense that's any good. It's Bobby Witt, and he carried them for 2 weeks, hit 500 on an 8-game winning streak, and I think he's going to cool down a little bit. But yeah, I think the Red Sox, obviously, they're trying to pick themselves off the ground after the Blue Jays just pulled out their massive dong and just slapped them around in the whole series with it. And the Royals are a great team to get your confidence back up. Maybe they'll start having some more positive vibes after a guy that hasn't hit a home run all year hits a walk-off grand slam last night. But I am indeed saying that the Yellow Sox are not to be trifled with. The Yellow Sox do not lose. Again, 22-4. They're just a beast. So pass game.
Listen, right. Jim.
Yes,
you can add on for me. We'll do it. KC Royals, first 5, team total over 1.5 minus 145 current line at Heritage. KC, first 5, team total over 1.5 minus 145.
You got it.
And by the way, Joe Yurkovich does make a good point. Trevor Story does come back today. So thank God. That'll be fun to watch an actual shortstop that I care about play shortstop. So I'll be interested, but I don't expect much from him in the first week.
Steve G saying, go get yourself a great steak dinner at the Cornerstone Restaurant at the Gold Coast. Vouching.
Oh, shit.
For the
okay,
Cornerstone
copy that, paste that down.
At the Gold Coast. Thank you, Steve G, my friend. Okay, Royals, first 5, team total over 1.5 minus 145 for Pistol Pete Loshak. Let's move on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern, and Toronto Blue Jays, Cleveland Guardians, a progressive. I was interested in this under, and it wasn't moving. And I took the risk of, and it's good. It's still not moving. So I took this risk of, waiting to talk it out with you guys. Now, this opened up at 8.5, and it lasted there for 27 minutes. I was starting out our live show at the time, and I missed it. But I don't trust either of these bullpens, and the squad caught the live over last night in the Guardians game as soon as Williams left, and I was just I have no excuse for not being on it, and it was upsetting. But I don't trust the bullpen, so then I would be looking at the first 5, but that first 5 is sitting at 4. Let's just take a look at what movements happened on this first 5 because it's a possible trigger pulling situation for me. And it's still juiced to the over. So we're sitting here. This also opened up at 4.5. And it lasted there for longer. I really should have caught it last night while we were on the show, but I didn't. It moved to 4 at 8:11 p.m., and that's where it is. So we have a real legit move to the under. Now, this is at minus 111 to the over. Bet Chris, which works in tandem with Bookmaker, is a very sharp book. They have this at minus 120. They actually opened it at 8:05 a.m. at minus 130 to the over. And it got down to minus 110 pick'em at 10:16 a.m. Now it's back at minus 120. So let's take a look at the weather here at Progressive. We've already touched on the fact that it is offensive. 80 Fahrenheit, 10 miles per hour, left to right. After 2 hours, it's out to right field, but it's left to right at first. This is the third most tied for second, offensive ballpark today. Plus 15% home runs, plus 17% doubles and triples, plus 14% runs. Obviously, you don't really want the first 5 at 4 with that kind of offensive expectation. But Kikuchi has been very, very good. 9-3, 3.67 ERA, 1.27 WHIP. He's touching 97 on the gun. His last start, 4-1 win at home over the Orioles. He was fantastic. 6 innings, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, 1 walk. He's been strong on the road all year. And then you have Tanner Bybee. He's been so good at home. This kid, 46 innings at home, 1.96 ERA. He's allowed 1 home run in 46 innings at home with a 182 opponent's batting average. The Guardians are hitting 270, 745 OPS versus righties. Jays 240, 728 since July 1st. And Jays bullpen's been so much better than the Guardians bullpen. Pistol, Pete. Oh, we have Jose joining us, which means he has action on this, and I'd love to hear it. So why don't we start with Jose's action? Take it away, Jose. Blue Jays, Guardians.
Same bet as I was on the live stream. First 5 under here 4. I got it at minus 105. The Blue Jays numbers against righties this month have not been the best. The Guardians suck against lefties. Just basically basically the same bet I made yesterday. So yeah, a young pitcher on the Guardians I trust, an Asian pitcher on the Blue Jays that I like. First 5 under, same bet.
Yeah, that's what's available. Same number at 365. The 2.5 is at minus 140. It hasn't moved since I've been looking at it. Pete, what do you think here? Jays, Guardians.
I mean, early unders seems obvious. Is there a reason that is a trap? I'm not exactly sure.
Robert Franklin got the under 8.5 last night. Nice job. I don't think it's a trap. It is a low number at 4, obviously, but I don't think it's a trap. It was the only thing I was thinking about in this game. Nate Dogg looking at Jay's first 5 money line, but Bybee's just been too good at home for me to do that. I think Jose's got a nice bet there. I would rather the first 3 under 2.5, but it's at minus 140. Bet 365 is just a little too juiced. So I could turn it into a 2 at plus money. I don't think that's ridiculous. What do you want to do here, Pete?
I think I'm going to hold off.
And what would be the concern? The offensive expectation at Ballpark Pal? What's the number one?
Bybee, maybe a little bit of regression due for Bybee. Maybe he's overpitched his metrics a little bit, and then when you're going up against Toronto, that's not a good position to be in. And then Kikuchi, Kikuchi is very high volatility, so there's high volatility here. So if I were going to take an over, I'd prefer to take a 4.5 at a plus money, or under, I'd prefer to take a 3.5 at plus money. But Kikuchi gets strikeouts, but he kind of gets hit. His hard hit rate is not great. Exit velocity, I don't know, all that stuff. I don't know. And then you look at, like, I don't know, Jim. All that stuff makes me a little bit nervous.
I would have
a little too obvious. And you know I love shit that's too obvious. Pull the trigger on it all the time, Jim. Any fucking first 5 team total over against Corbin, I'm on it. Anyone against Weaver, I'm on it. I'm on it today. This one makes me nervous.
Yeah, if I could get a under 4.5 minus 120, I would have bet it, but I missed that. All right, Joe Yerger says maybe Ramirez will drop his appeal and sit. That's a very big possibility.
You're saying that he's out of the lineup already.
That makes sense after the apology and not getting Tyler Anderson to reply, or Tim Anderson, excuse me. Okay,
I've been punched like that in the face, and I hope I never do. That was hilarious. What a week he's been having. Slapped by Yasmani Grandal, knocked out in front of everybody. What a life Tim Anderson's having.
Yeah, that's life. All right, Blue Jays Guardians. Jose on the first 5 under 4 minus 105, and I'm not sure if I pull the trigger after all of this. Let's move on to 8:10 p.m. Eastern. Colorado Rockies 44-68, 19-38 on the road at the Brew Crew, 61-53, 32-26 at home at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's start with the weather in cheese country. Let's see what we are dealing with here. Why can't I? Where is this? Sorry, let me get the Brewers Rockies here. Cannot. Okay, here we go. 79 Fahrenheit, 6.1 miles per hour in. I imagine that the roof will be open. You would think it would be open here for this kind of a weather situation. If it is open, I wonder, did it end up opening last night? I wasn't paying enough attention to that game. Let's see what Ballpark Pal expects if it is open here in Milwaukee. Plus 24% home runs, but just plus 3% runs. Kyle Freeland going up against Wade Miley. take a look at the line history here for this one. And I love betting on Wade Miley. He's been very good to me, but minus 212 at Pinnacle. I mean, it seems a little ridiculous. Opening up minus 207, now minus 212, 5 cents of movement towards Milwaukee. From a total side of things, on the first 5, we are sitting here at 4.5 juice to the over. From a full game perspective on this total, let me just move over to full game and see what we are dealing with. We're sitting at 8.5, slightly juiced to the over. So it's gone from 8.5 at a pick'em with a 2-cent move to the over. So not much movement in this one at all. Cash wise, we have 6% of the tickets in Colorado and 80% of the cash. And that's wild. But should the Brewers be minus 212 really against anybody? 29% of tickets, 41% cash on the under. The question here becomes Kyle Freeland, because he's been bad on the road all year. He's coming off an 11-1 loss at home to the Padres. He didn't look very good. 4 and runs over 6 innings, 3 jacks. Wade Miley is bet on. He's back from the IL. I can trust him, but at this number, the Brewers are hitting lefties hard right now. 277, 809 OPS since July 1st. Rockies are not. 233, 687. The Brewers bullpen is starting to step up. Take it away. And Joe, you were saying is Miley one of your guys, Jimmy? He definitely is one of my guys. Take it away, Pete. Rockies, Brewers.
There's high volatility here. I'm willing to bet on Freeland. Why are they such a huge deal? Freeland sucks. That's why you're getting a huge dog line, Jimmy the Bag. I'm going to take a shot. Pinnacle line, Colorado Rockies, -1 plus 259 current line at Pinnacle. Colorado Rockies, -1 current plus 259 current line at Pinnacle. I am on it. I understand why it might not be a good bet. There's no guarantees it's positive EV. Might be a stupid bet. Likely to lose, even if it is positive EV. And once again, the only guarantees I can make is that as of right now, I like it and I'm on it. Colorado Rockies, -1 plus 259. Yes, I'm aware of all the arguments why that would be a terrible bet. Also leaning under.
We can hook that up for you, Perky. We definitely hook that up. So if you're on Twitter, that might be easier, but we can hook that up, and Jose and I will be on that. Gifted Cartel says Freeland's 4-2 with a 2 ERA and 6 career starts against Milwaukee. He's on Colorado money line today. I am not, but I like that look. Exciting look. Loshak on the Rockies -1 at plus 259. Joe Avery says he likes fading the Brewers after scoring 12. Gifted Cartel on the Rockies in the over 8.5. This is just too big of a favorite. But we head up to our next game. Another pitcher that's in my rotation. And yes, I doubled up on him. I bet on Clark Schmidt. And I'm not afraid to say it out loud. We're at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. I've got the Yankees first 5 in full game. And Tukey is being unbelievable at home. Now, it's only been 15 innings. But he has been absolutely unbelievable at home. And I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. 82 Fahrenheit, 8 miles per hour out to left field pole. So it stays between 8 and 7.1 throughout the game. Let's see what Ballpark Pal expects at guaranteed rate. Plus 20% home runs, a -5% doubles, triples, plus 11% runs here. Clark Schmidt, my fucking guy, man. I don't care what people think of him. I've heard many times that he's an average pitcher, but he's been getting me paid. And I went back to the well here with these Yankees. Yankees open up -135. They're now -156. So we have 21 cents of movement. I like that. From a total side of things, we have this opening up at 9, which is where it is right now. It is juiced to the under. Juiced to the under pretty heavy over at BetChris at -120. At Pinnacle, it's -109. So there's been no move on the total at Penny. And when we get over to the cash flow for this spot, 32% of tickets, 72% of cash on the over. And that's not moving at all. 18% of tickets and 45% of cash on the White Sox. Big Show dropping the Discord link in the chat. Thank you, Big Show, my guy. There it is. That should work for you. But let us know if it doesn't. Let us know if it doesn't, Perky. Viper gave us Yankees first 5 -1/2, full game -1. I got the Yankees first 5 at -135. It was the best line available. I was surprised Bet365 was handing it out there. Right now, the money line's -155, and the first 5 is -155. So I beat the first 5 by 20 cents. Billy Friedrich says White Sox first 5 plus 122 is on his card. No, never need to apologize for that. That's part of the fun. And you're backing Tukey at home. He's had 4 appearances at home, 2 starts, 15 innings. He's allowed just 2 earned runs, no jacks, 157 opponent's batting average. But I like Clark Schmidt, and the Yankees need to win. They have to win, and I expect them to take care of it. So 222, 684 OPS since July 1st against righties. That's right along the same lines as the White Sox, 233, 646. And the Yankees bullpen is 3.66 ERA since July 1st, while the White Sox 4.41. Take it away for us here, Pistol Pete Loshak, Yankees, White Sox.
Yeah, Rocco Rogers with a funny wise ass comment. Yeah, Rocco, I'm on the Rockies. Judge me. This one, my numbers say at the current line White Sox. But I know that there's a big move in favor of the Yankees. I can understand why. High volatility with Toussaint, so maybe it's just a bet on ultimately a Yankees team total. First 5 team total over or under. That's what you're betting here. High volatility with Toussaint. Current line, my numbers indicate White Sox are the team side with value, but I'm not going to bet that. And small value on the unders according to my numbers, which could easily be way wrong, but lean to the White Sox, lean to the under, but no, nothing official.
A lot of White Sox love in the chat. Gift Cartel on the White Sox, Billy Friedrich on the White Sox. I'm very comfortable with all of that. I don't, we don't all have to ride together. So let's roll. Top set says flashback, seeing you both live. We'd love
hell yeah! Shout out Top Set, Elio Rodriguez. Hell yeah! Shout out Top Set.
Justin McElvey also on the Yankees first 5. Let's move on to 9:38 p.m. Eastern. The San Francisco Giants at the Los Angeles Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California, where our friend Not Flush Allen will be right behind the catcher. Very good seats there. He's going to be down low. And our guy Wine Time Sports going to be at this game as well. Anybody in the Angel Stadium area, please roll through and hang with our squad. Scott Alexander here listed, but I had RotoWire also saying that Alex Wood would be the starter. Let me just refresh this and see if they have changed it. Yes, Alex Wood is the primary. So we have Scott Alexander, the lefty, going into Alex Wood, the lefty. Going up against Lucas Giolito, who's coming off the ugly start against the Braves. We'll start with the weather here in Anaheim. It is 75 Fahrenheit, 10.6 miles per hour to left center. Stays between 10.6 and 8.4 miles per hour. Let's move over to Ballpark Pal. Their expectation here in Anaheim. Not what you would think. Plus 11% home runs, but minus 5% doubles and triples. Just plus 1% overall. Let's move into the line history here for this one. We have Giolito and the A's losing right now, which I need them to do. I thought that my team total, win total under 81.5 was a definite loss, and maybe it still is, but they've been slipping. Mariners really, really force-fed old bottom mouth in that 4-game sweep. I think it was the first time they swept them in 4 games since actually, I think it was like 05 or 07, but I don't have it in front of me. There's been a big move to the Angels. They opened up at plus 107. They're now minus 110. 17-cent move towards the Los Angeles Angels. And from a total side of things, this opened up at 8.5 and is now 9. Now 9. The Angels bullpen is an atrocity once again. This total opened up at 8.5 and it moved to 9 at 9:30. So we have a move to the over and a move to the Angels. Taking a look at the cash flow here for this one, you have 12% of the tickets and 24% of the cash on the San Francisco Giants. And from a total side of things, 29% of tickets, 71% of cash. Big bets on the under, and it's gone from 8.5 to 9. This is tricky. DC Capper on the Angels here. Gift to Carcella says Giolito 1-1 with 3.18 ERA and 2 career starts against the Giants. Alfred says Angels are on a hell of a run. Wrong direction, but a hell of a run. And Ramon Scott says Carretero defeated the New England Revs in kicks last night in the League's Cup. And he mentioned that on our live show.
Yeah.
One of your favorite teams. It's been a long time since we've heard that song.
I don't want to sing that fucking song, Jimmy the Bag, because I posted that in the last show. The tennis play I posted cashed, but the soccer play lost. Carataro, that over, lost. And I also sent it personally, privately to George in Vegas. That one fucking lost. So we're not singing the fucking Carataro song as of right now, if you don't mind, Jim.
Angels 265, 821 OPS versus lefties since July 1st, and the Giants are just not hitting righties. 210, 646 OPS. Giants bullpen is 2.62 runs better than the Angels bullpen over 9 innings. All right, let's hear it. Jose has joined us, so Jose has action on Giants Angels. Take it away, Jose. What's your move?
Yeah, fading the Angels. They're the death spiral. Giolito's supposed to be their stopper, whatever. But the Giants' bullpen day record is ridiculous. Flush can double check for me, but I think they're like 11-1, like 14-1, or something like ridiculous like that using bullpen days for them. So I'm gonna bet the Giants here. I took them full game money line. I got it at -101. And a full game, of course, because the Angels bullpen is an atrocity. My guy Estevez yesterday, Venezuela guy, and immediately after one batter, everyone knew. I was like, oh fuck, he doesn't have it. And I tweeted it out. There's not a worse feeling in sports than watching your closer go out there with a one-run lead and knowing immediately he doesn't have it. Like, you just know immediately you're fucked.
He was also pissed off, right? They called him out they thought he had something on his hat, right? Black and Decker situation on the ball.
Sure.
And so he was angry. He was angry right off the top. We were watching that live. We're like, he's angry. He's pissed off. And I don't know how he's going to handle it, but then we all moved live on the Giants, and, we cleared a huge amount of dollars there.
Yeah, and that was his second blown save of the year, and he's blown back-to-back saves. So it seems like the Angels no longer have a closer that's like reliable anymore. So that's just
he'd only allowed runs in one of his last 7 appearances before that. Now he allowed 4 runs in that blown save that you speak of, but it wasn't. Look at our guy DC Capper, $20 dono. What a guy! What a friend of the show. Thank you, DC Capper, for thinking us. You are a good man. So Jose moves on the Giants money line -101 here. Pistol Pete, what say you?
Sorry, I was just hitting Sunstorm first half over just before it moves, and 1/6 and the full game over a little bit as well. This one, I don't know. I mean, I trust this one probably has Not Flush Allen special written all over it. If you don't follow the Giants closely, you probably have no fucking clue what to expect here. If you follow the Giants closely, you probably see great value one way or another. I would, if ever there was a game, I know I trust Not Flush Allen implicitly on every Giants game, but this one, I trust him infinity.
Yeah, sorry, some screaming and crying.
Did I drop out?
No.
I have absolutely no clue. I mean, obviously, the big move to the Angels is no accident as of right now. No clue on this game at all.
All right, let's roll on here. Jose, the lone mover on this one, and we know what the Giants' bullpen record is on bullpen days. It's absolutely spectacular. I can understand why you're on the -101, but I think that Giolito can bounce back here. There's Jimmy Gomez. He also knows this Angels team inside now. Hopefully, Jimmy, you can go out and meet the boys for a beer today in the Giants Angels game.
By the way, Pete, people were asking how to meet you in the chat.
Oh, fucking! I'm in Vegas. Yeah, send me a DM on Twitter, and we'll all fucking hang out.
I love it. Okay, let's move on. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles Dodgers 65-46, 31-26 on the road at the Arizona Diamondbacks 57-56, 28-28 at home at Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Julio Urias, another pitcher in the league this year with extreme splits. He's really good at home. He's atrocious on the road. In just 37 2/3, 7.88 ERA. Yes, Pete's at the bash, Ramon. Pete is at the bash.
Yep. Last minute. And I'll also probably be at the Link Pool Direct Access Cabana on Saturday. Maybe. I don't like pools, but I might be there. I like direct access shit.
Sure.
I like elite direct access shit.
You'd be crazy not to. Mal loving the first 5 over in this one. Urias against Brandon Pfaadt. 7.88 ERA, 309 opponents batting average against Urias on the road. Pfaadt is a highly thought of prospect coming up, number 1 prospect after Ryan Nelson and those guys came up after they let Bumgarner go. Brandon Pfaadt as bad in overall numbers, but he was excellent. Now, it was a good situation for him. It was at the Giants, and their Giants aren't hitting righties, and it's a pitcher's ballpark, and it was a really nice situation. But he shoved, allowed a solo shot. That's it, over 7 innings, just 2 hits, 7 Ks, 1 walk. He's been really bad at home. He's had 5 starts there, 21 in the third, 0-3, 8.86 ERA, 344 points batting average. But I know he's better than that. The Diamondbacks aren't hitting lefties, 224, 655. The Dodgers are hitting righties hard, 275, 851 OPS. And then the Dodgers bullpen is 3.29 runs better than the Diamondbacks over 9 innings. I mean, that's just wild. So let's take a look at the situation. We just need the line history. We don't need we know the roof will be closed in Arizona. So we have Fought and the Diamondbacks opening up at plus 139 and now at plus 140. So we've had no move towards Fought. Then let's take a look at the total in this one. We have a total that's moved to 9.5 from a 9 opener. Now that 9 opener was heavily juiced to the over, and not everybody opened it at 9.5, but Pinnacle didn't either. It says 5:11 p.m. 9, 5:11 p.m. 9.5, 5:13 p.m. back at 9. They're sitting right now at 9.5 again though, so they've moved to the over. Let's take a look at the cash flow for this spot. We have 38% of tickets and 55% of cash on the over, and it's moved a half run. Then we have 65% of tickets, 66% of cash on the Dodgers, and we've had no movement. I think it's pretty tough for people to trust here. Oh, and Yordan Alvarez is the ribeye play of the day. Yordan Alvarez, the ribeye play of the day is in, and it is in the Astros Orioles game. Let me just make sure I've got this here listed. Yordan Alvarez. I should check Twitter. We have not got a spreadsheet play of the day here. I wonder if anybody would this be the first show that we have not been delivered the spreadsheet play of the day? Londo said, "Are you 100% confident the Diamondbacks will win?" The answer to that, Londo, is no. Nobody is. Nobody in the world is 100% confident in any baseball game here. But let's hear what Pistol Pete has to say about this spot. Pete, take it away. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, and Chase Field.
Sorry, I'm looking all over fucking like tennis, soccer, and shit here. This one's, my numbers indicate value on Arizona and the under. I don't like either of those. Obviously, very high volatility for Orioles. Not sure what to expect here. It's going to be a pass. It's going to be a pass for me. Very extremely low confidence any which way. Numbers indicate value on Arizona and the under with very low confidence. So there you go.
Ron has Yankees -1 posted as his play today on Twitter. It's all good. We won't count it here if he doesn't give it out to us if that's changing. So it's all good. No concern there. I don't. I kind of like Brandon Pfaadt. I think he's coming off a nice start. Do I want him up against the Dodgers? No, but I like what Pfaadt is doing. All right.
Wow, 9.5 now. But so the total's gotten bet up then.
Yes, it's got bet up.
Man, I want to take that under 9.5 -114, but I guess I'll pass.
All right, let's move on. Next up for us, we have 2 games left before we welcome Teece to the show for WNBA. San Diego Padres at Seattle Mariners. We're at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. These Padres, 3 games under 500, 5 games under 500 on the road, and the Mariners 31-26 at home. T-Mobile Park here. Let's take a look at the weather here. Okay, I got crazy screaming in the background. I'm going to take a second here and just ask them to quiet down. Like, this is ridiculous. So can you take it away here for Nick Martinez for Logan Gilbert?
Yes, sure. I'm looking at fucking tennis right now. All right. Nick Martinez and Logan Gilbert. Here we go. Yeah, this one is let me find my notes here to remember what the fuck I think about this. Logan Gilbert. I think he'll be okay. I know his numbers at home overall are worse for some reason, but my numbers project another solid start from him, and also a better than average start appearance from Nick Martinez as well. So I was leaning. My numbers indicate small value with Seattle and the under at 8.5, and small value at Seattle around minus 110 or minus 115 or so. Let's see. Is Jose Bouquet here? No, he's not. So let's see what the comments section has to say here. It's obviously Seattle is a team that's been winning and a team that I don't mind betting on. And the Padres just overvalued. They continue to be. They're going to get their wins. They're going to get their big wins at times. And you're going to say, wow, that offense is finally putting it all together. But week in and week out, much more likely to be overvalued than not. So lean to Seattle, lean to the under. I will probably be on both of those small, as well as maybe a first five as well. And let's see. Rocco Rogers saying Lauren Davis. Oh, he's live. Yeah, I'm not looking at live right now. But let's see what people. Yeah, DC Capper like Seattle at minus 130. I'm definitely leaning Seattle. And line move to Super Padres. Alfred 44 says, yeah, Joe Yurkovich says finally a Padre game priced appropriately. Yeah, the Padre fade money train might be ending, might be slowing down a lot, certainly slowing down a lot. But once again, leaning Seattle. Jose Bouquet, you there?
I am here.
Jim's there?
I am here now. Yeah, I find the Mariners a tricky team here. I mean, look what's happened here. This line came out at 1:45 a.m. at Pinnacle with the Padres plus 133. They're down to plus 105.
Yeah.
28-cent move to Padres on a bullpen day. By the way, Netflix on says I will definitely tweet out my final play for tonight's game. One thing I will say, remember the public will see bullpen day and money should head towards LA. Giants bullpen days are so money. Cash flow here for this Mariners spot. Let's take a look at it here. We have 78% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the Padres, and just a monstrous move towards them. I mean, that is 55% of tickets, 82% of cash on the under. We've seen it climb. The Padres 255, 810 OPS first righties. Mariners 249, 773. And I don't know when Logan Gilbert's going to shove. He pitched well in his last start at home versus the Red Sox. Nate Dogg leaning to Gilbert over strikeouts in Seattle money line. Gifted Cartel on Mariners first five money line. I feel very uncomfortable back in the Padres in any situation, and with the market moving towards them, it sounds like they're the play, but I don't want them. I don't want them. And what Nick Martinez is going to go 2 innings or 3 innings. He hasn't gone over 3 innings in how long? And then we're going to get this bullpen that has a 4.99 ERA since July 1st. I don't know. I'm off this spot. Pete, are you moving on it?
I really want to take the first 3 under, but I'm not sure if I will pull the trigger on it. But I really want. I think Martinez will be all right for a couple innings. Gilbert again, I think is decent. You know what? I'll take it. Under 2.5 minus 120. First 3 under 2.5 minus 120. I'll take that.
Look at this. Jimmy Gomez wanting to meet up with the squad at the game or grab dinner before. I love that. Love the guys all meeting up. Wonderful news. All right, Pete. Let us know if you want to move on that. And look at Perky Sanderson with the $20 dono. Thank you, Perky, my friend. Let's move on to 9:40.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, first 3 under 2.5 minus 120. Current line at Will Hill, San Diego, Seattle. Yeah, I'll take it.
Loshak, first 3 under 2.5 at minus 120 over at Will Hill. Thank you, Perky, for the dono. DC Capper and Perky sharing the love and the wealth with us means a ton. JPC laughing, saying market loved the Padres yesterday too. All right, our final game on the board, 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Texas Rangers 67-46, 27-26 on the road at the A's, 32-81, 17-40 at home. We're at Oakland Coliseum, Oakland, California. The boys made a ton of money off the A's first 5 yesterday. Who is going back to the 65 Fahrenheit, 11 miles per hour to right field, between 11 and 9.7 miles per hour. Ballpark Pal has Oakland Coliseum minus 15% home runs, minus 4% runs. T-Mobile, by the way, is plus 6% home runs, minus 3% runs. Then when we go over to the line history here for this one, first we'll start with the total. The total has dropped It has dropped. It opened up at 8. It moved to 7.5 at 9:04 a.m. So it's at 7.5 right now. So we have a move to the under. And on the money line, we have these Rangers opening up in the 240s. Let's see what Pinnacle opened it up at. Pinnacle opened it up at 234. They're now 245. This got up to 263 at 10:05 in the morning. So we've had 18 cents of buyback from that number, but still an 11-cent move towards the Texas Rangers. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. We have 70 or 69% of tickets, 81% of cash on the over, but a pretty clear move to the under. And from a money line standpoint, 12% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on the A's. And that's similar to yesterday. It's even more. Nate Dogg looking at the Texas first 5 over. By the way, Reclaim James loving the Dodgers today. Brian Smith said these teams have blown out arms and wrecked pens. Just can't lay an under in almost any situation. Morgan Spooner on the Rangers -2 at -110. Historically, -2s have been horrific for me. Mike M says yesterday was the Dunning fade. He says, I like Sears, but Texas 27-0 straight up, 26-1 run line spot on the road after a win. Wow. Max Scherzer, 10-4, 4.04 ERA, 1.21 whip. His first start in the Rangers uniform got off to a terrible start. Then he locked in. 3 earned runs, 6 innings, 9 Ks, 2 walks, got the quality start. He's been bad on the road all year. 5.16 ERA, 261 opponents batting average. He's allowed 19 home runs and 66 in the third this year. JP Sears coming off a really nice start. It was an 8-2 loss at the Dodgers, but he allowed 2 earned runs over 5 innings against them. He's got a 4.41 ERA at home. Rangers versus lefties, 239, 752 OPS. A's versus righties, 229, 728. And the A's bullpen being better than the Rangers bullpen. Take it away, Pete. Our final game on the MLB card, Rangers A's.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to do it at this line. I'm gonna have to take Oakland. Judge me. Yeah, what's the line? What fucking insane shit are they? Plus 220 at Pinnacle.
Plus 220.
My numbers indicate that is a decent play, and there's no way I can't do it. And just looking around, you can probably find better numbers somewhere else, but I can't not do it. Oakland money line, full game, plus 220. Also leaning under. Also leaning Oakland in all their other ways as well. First 3, first 5, whatever.
Yeah, I wonder about that under. I wonder about that under. I still have some concerns with each team's bullpen, so I would prefer the first 5, but this is going to be a very low first 5. Let's take a look at what it is exactly. It's probably too low to move on. The first 5 under right now is at 4, just slightly juiced to the under. 4, slightly juiced to the under. Let me just see what Bet365 is hanging for that first 3. So it is first 5 is at Bet365 -105 to the under. Is that right? -105 to the under, and then the first, so it's juiced to the over, and then the first 3.5 is sitting at -140. Another 2.5 at -140. DC Capital looking at Texas -1.5 at -130. Reclaim James says Mike M was King Midas yesterday. He was a monster. He always is. That's just who he is, man. He's a monster. Morgan Spooner says Texas bats don't like unders. I kind of like the under here as well. What was most appealing to you? Full game, first 5, first 3. What's most appealing to you?
You know, I kind of like them all. We'll make official Oakland full game plus 220 current line Pinnacle. But the other lines also, according to my analysis and numbers, have value as well. Plus 187 for Oakland on the first 5. Come on. Fuck out of here. I mean, you know. JP Sears is nothing special, sure. But, you know.
I have some interest in this first 5 under. First 5 under. I do. I have interest in the first 5 under. It's going to take me some more time here. What did the cash on this total again? Just one final look. Before we get into WNBA here, let's just take one last look at this. It's 69% of tickets, 81% cash on the over, and the market moving towards the under. Okay, I have interest in the first 5 under. Let's review all MLB action here before we break into WNBA. And Pistol Pete, do not forget, Briggs' 4th birthday today. Our guy Brigsy turning 4 today. Gonna need a birthday pick for this one. Tone. So we have Vipe on Philadelphia, Washington, game 1 over 8.5. Atlanta, Pittsburgh over 9.5. And he's doubling up on the Yankees. First 5 -1/2, full game -1. Tone Miggins' level of play today is Phillies team total over 5.5 in game 1. And he's on Trey Turner home run. Jose is moved on game 2 of the Nats. First 5 +170. I'm interested in that. I may want to see what happens in game 1, but I'm certainly interested in that. Loshak moved on the Marlins. First 5 team total over 2.5. I like that look. And I like the Marlins first 5. Loshak moved on the first 3 under 2.5 at -135, and the Twins first 5 at -106. Yes, looking back at it now, it was a mistake not moving on the first 5 under 4.5 at -120. That was widely available to me. It's now moved to 4. I'm not doing it. I was pensive for a reason, whatever. Cardinals Rays. I'm on the Rays -1. And I don't care what the market says. Then Jose and Peter Loshak are on the Orioles. My journey on the Orioles -1 started on Saturday, only being 2 days in and 2 comfortable winners. Actually, the 2-0 win was a little close, but I would like to get involved. BJ's best bet, though, is 3 units on the Houston Astros. Stacks play today from Justin McElvey is the Orioles team total over 3.5. Joe Yurkovich moved on that, and so did you, Pete. You added the team total over 3.5 for the O's at -114. Excuse me. Braves Pirates, no action. Pete is on the Cubs first 3 -125, and the Cubs first 5 team total over 2.5 at -116. Loshak's on the Royals first 5 team total over 1.5 at -145. Jose is on the first 5 under 4 in Jays Guardians, and I get it, but I think I'm not going to join him. Loshak's going for the Rockies on -1 line at +259 for an enormous score. Yankees, White Sox. I'm with Vipe. Both Vipe and I are on the Yankees first 5 and full game. And look at that. Our guy Sal, Oakland money line is the finger bang play of the day.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the Golden Steer Las Vegas menu right now, Jimmy the Bag. Holy shit.
It looks
oh my God.
Jose's
oh my God. I can't even concentrate.
101. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, we stayed off. And then Pete's on the first 3 under 2.5 and Padres Mariners. Loshak's on the A's at +220. And I'm interested in this first 5 under in Oakland Coliseum here. Torrey Coker's in the on the Nerfy in the Oakland game. And that is MLB. So let's talk WNBA before we hear what your birthday pick is to young Brigsy. And it's crucial to hear what your birthday pick is. So without further ado, we move on to WNBA. And we have just the man for the job. We have Philly in the house. Please welcome star of Who Bangin' Sports, our friend Teece. Teece, how are you, my guy?
I'm good. What's good, fellas? Glad to be on.
Teece, I'm looking at the Golden Steer menu right now. It's fucking unreal.
Pricey,
is it?
It's delicious, man. You know who turned me on to that? Dutchie turned me on to that place. Oh my gosh! I go there, and Bill comes, go to give him my card, go to pay with my card, and my bank declined it. They shut my card down, I guess, because I wasn't home. You know, they saw a foreign charge of all this money. I was like on the phone with Wells Fargo and for like a half hour, and the guy's keeping one eye on me, making sure I'm not splitting out. It was great.
They're like, this guy's been eating $8 pork fried rices for 5 years. Now all of a sudden he's dropping $200 on a surf and turf.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they'll probably do that to me too.
The homemade cream corn was, oh my gosh, it was. Oh man, I salivate just thinking about it.
I'm gonna go there.
It's delicious. It's delicious, Pete.
We have action popping off in 2 short hours. Those of you looking for a little bit of action to make your day that much more enjoyable here, to get through your workday, we have what ails you? We have the Connecticut Sun at Seattle Storm, 3 p.m. Eastern. So this is popping off at 12 noon at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington. Let's go up and pull up the line history here for this one and have it ready to go. Move over to WNBA, and we're going to use Bet Online for openers here. Don't forget, we have the Bet Online poker tournament in 8 days. And as soon as it's up on the board, we're going to be hammering people to start entering it. It is not at this point. So let's move over to Bet Online and hear the situation that we're dealing with. Bet Online opens up Connecticut -4. They're now sitting at -7.5. 3.5 point move towards the Connecticut Sun. This total opened up at 155.5. It's all the way up to 160. 160.
Wow.
So we have a 4.5 point move to the over here. Connecticut coming off a win at Indiana, 88-72 there. That was 4 days ago, back on the 4th. The Storm played on the 5th. So the Sun played on Friday. Storm plays on Saturday at Phoenix and beats them 97-91 for their third win in 4 games. This is a team that's 7-20 on the year and 2-12 at home. Now, those 3 wins all came on the road at Chicago, at Indiana, and at Phoenix. Here they are against the Connecticut Sun. First off, Pistol Pete, do you have any interest in this, my friend?
Yeah, I hit the over. First half over and full game over. 81 and 81.5 and 160. I forgot exactly what I got, but definitely liking the over in this one.
Let's hear what our man Teece has to say. Take it away. Sun, Storm at Climate Pledge.
I usually like the overs first half, and I keep getting burned in Seattle for some reason. They just don't look out for me there. And of course, that was my first look today. I wanted to see, what the first half over was, and I started digging into it a little more, and I saw that the Storm are six overs, 8 unders at home, and as a dog, they are 10 overs, 14 unders, and off of a win, they are 2 overs, 3 unders. So
so you don't like the over, huh? Go ahead. Okay.
It kind of took me off. Even the full game numbers are around the same same record and so forth. Even this, like the Sun are like 50% across the board as far as first half overs go. And normally in this type of situation, I like to fade the team coming from the East Coast, but since the Sun were out in Minnesota, I don't think they went home. I think they went straight out to Seattle. I'm not positive on that, but it did factor into my capping as well as the Sun's record and so forth. Going in on the road, I'm taking the first half on this, and on the road they're 50% at 7-7. As favorites, 10-8. And off of the win, they're 10-8. So nothing like jumping out, go, yeah, bet the Sun. But I looked at the Storm and I see them in the first half, they're 11-16 overall. And at home, they are 5-11. And off of a win, they are 2-3. So that being said, I took the Sun first half -4. And I also jumped on them full game -7.5. I think you can still get both those numbers now. I didn't go with the total at all. Stayed off of the total. It was a tough thing to do for me, but I did. And let me answer a question here for let me see who had asked me about Corey Allen over here, asking about player props. I'm not a big player prop guy, but I did yell one out last week, and I pretty much play this. It's an auto bet for me. Is the Alyssa Thomas assists? She was at 6.5 for a good part of the season. Then they bumped her up to 7.5. They left her at 7.5 for a long time, and then last week when I came on the show, they had moved her up to 8.5, and over was plus money. And she covered that fairly easily, almost had it in the first half. And that's another prop that I'll be on today is the Alyssa Thomas over 8.5, and it's at plus money again at FanDuel. So I expect her to, roll out of the first half with 6 to 7 assists and just cruise on past in the second half and cash, of course.
Teece doubling up on the Connecticut Sun. First half -4, full game -7.5. Widely available, market wide. Alyssa Thomas over 8.5 assists at plus money. Pistol Pete, you want to make these over official for your?
No, I'm thinking I'm on the wrong side, but okay. I'm just checking how much that I actually bet on this. Hopefully not too much. and we'll eat the loss, okay?
Yeah, Pete, I don't think you're on the wrong side. I mean, if I was going to bet it, that'd be the way to go. But I've just lost
Right.
so much money on betting these overs in Seattle. I mean, I wouldn't bet it any other way but the first half, and just there's nothing screaming for me to take it. So,
Right. No, my bets were actually way smaller than my other two bets on today's card.
all right.
All right, we are locked in. That is game one. Starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, an hour and 55 minutes. Connecticut Sun, Seattle Storm. Let's move on to the next spot on Teece's card, and it is the late game. 10 p.m. Eastern, the Washington Mystics, 13-14, 4-9 on the road. At Phoenix Mercury, 7-20, 6-7 at home. We're at the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona, and Brittany Griner has returned. The Mystics 13-14, but have been on a rough patch, as have the Mercury. But that you expect that from a 7-20 team. A little different for the Mystics. Poor form right now. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They've lost 6 of their last 8. They had 2 games at home versus the Sparks. They barely won 79-77, and then they lost 91-83 on Sunday. So not much rest for this squad. And they're playing against a Mercury team that just played on Saturday in a 97-91 loss at home versus Seattle. But again, Griner back. So let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We have Phoenix opening up at -2.5. That's where they are right now. The first move was towards them. It got up to 3.5, but it's right back at 2.5 where it all started. And from a total standpoint, this opened up at 157.5, and we're now sitting at 158.5. Pistol Pete Loshak coming to us live from the Gold Coast in Las Vegas, Nevada. Did you have a move on Mystics Mercury?
No, this one I got nothing as of right now. Very curious to see what Teece has to say.
Teece, take it away. Footprint Center, Mystics Mercury.
Yeah, Mal. Yes, Griner's back. As far as the Mystics go, they've been not playing well, but then again they've been out. Shakira Austin's been out for quite a few games, and Elena Deldon's been out. Ariel Atkins has been out, and all 3 of those players are not playing today. But the one thing I noticed without those 3 players is you're catching a lot of overs, where with the Mystics you would normally, they normally don't. They're more so an under team, but without these 3 players, you're seeing a lot of the games go over. So I've got a few plays in this game. Actually, it's one of my favorites on the board. I took the first half over. I got it at 80.5. I think they're 81.5 now. I think that's all. But yeah, I like the over first half. What number do you have there, Jim?
Let me move it over to first half action on the total. We have quickly jump it over. Yeah, it's at 81.5 at most books. Bovada has moved it to 82. Pinnacle has that 81.5 juiced quite heavily to the over at -118. My bookie has the same at -120. But Bovada is the only book I see here at 82. Everyone else at 81.5.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take it. If you can give me an 81.5, I'll still take it at that.
We got it locked in for you. Teece bet it at 80.5, but here for record keeping purposes, 81.5. And Ron Crawford, never too late for the spreadsheet play of the day. Yankees -1.
Hey, I'll be right back, Jim. All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, for sure, man. All good.
You're liking it, Jim.
Ron Crawford, thank you for sharing that. I'm right there with you. I got the exact same bet. I love when we correlate. I'm excited. Yankees -1, -120. I'll copy and paste that. Teece, you said you had multiple looks here on Mystics Mercury. What else are you looking at?
Yep. I also have the Mystics first half. Let me explain a little bit why I'm on the over, just so people aren't just sitting here going, "Oh, he's just throwing plays out." The records kind of push me this way. Not so much for the Mystics, just because, like I said, they are usually an under type team, but without these 3 players, their games have been trending to the over. So they're 18 in the first half overall. They're 18 overs, nine unders for the season, And on the road, they're nine overs, 4 unders. And as a favorite, or I'm sorry, they're dogs. They're dogs today. They're 4-4, 4-4, 4 overs, 4 unders. And off of a loss, they are 8-4, 8 overs, 4 unders. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm liking the over. And when you look at the Mercury, they're 11 overs, 16 unders for the season. And at home, they are 7 overs, 6 unders. As a dog, they're 8 overs, 12 unders. And off of a loss, they are 9 overs, 9 unders. So, pretty mediocre numbers there. But the Mystics numbers kind of push it over the top, and being that they're missing those 3 pieces they're defensively, core players for them, I have to go with the first half over. So now that I explained that a little bit, we'll go into my next play. I'm on the Mystics first half. I actually took them twice on this one. I got them at +1.5, and I took them at +110 on the money line. The Mystics first half has been an auto bet for me all year. If you played it every game this season, you're up a nice amount of money. I don't have the figures in front of me, but it's very rare that you, knock on wood, very rare they do not cash first halves. So on the road, their record for their record's 9-4 to the 9-4, 9 wins, 4 losses against the spread. And as dogs, you know what? I read off all those numbers to you. I read them all off wrong. That was for the over. This was for the side. Sorry. So they're 9-4, 9-4 on the road against the spread in the first half. And as dogs, they're 4-4, and off of a loss, they're 8-4. And for the Mercury, they are 7-6 at home, and as favorites, they're 3-4, and off of a loss, they are. I'm sorry, did the Mercury? I'm trying to think. Did they win last game? Let me pull up my.
No, they lost.
Yeah, they lost. Okay,
97-91 at home to Seattle.
Yeah, to Seattle. That's right. Yeah, so at they're 9-9 off of a loss. So all the numbers are just screaming Mystics to me in this first half. And let me correct myself on the total what I was talking about for the first half. The Mystics are 17 overs, 10 unders. At overall, 7 overs, 6 unders at home, and as dogs, they're 12 overs, 8 unders. And off a loss, they're 11 overs, 7 unders. So those numbers are heavy to the over for the Mercury, and for the Mystics, they're 12-15 overall, and 4-9 on the road, 4 overs, 9 unders on the road. As dogs, they're 4-4, and off a loss, they're 7-5. But you have to remember that these 3 players are missing, so those numbers you can't really go too much on. So I'm really looking at this Mercury line as far as the overs go, and just everything screaming first half over for me. And like I said, I took the money line on the Mystics first half at +110, and the Mystics +1.5. So whatever numbers you have, I don't care what they are, I'm taking the Mystics, Jimmy.
You are locked in. The Mystics widely available at either +1 or +1.5. +1.5, -110 at Will Hill. First half money line with the Mystics as well, and the first half over 81.5. Pistol Pete, what do you think of this Mystic action?
It's interesting. I may tail it. Sorry, my like Sal said, or my hooker just showed up, but it's okay. We're back in business now, and it's not what you think. It's not what you think. I'm one of the guys who's just wants to talk. So don't get all excited. Those guys like some of these guys, just you'd be surprised, they just want to talk. That's me. They come and I'm like, hey, how are you? How are you?
Do you pull
So it's not what you think, okay? It's not what you think.
Did you pull out the crib and the diaper? Did you do any of that stuff?
No. I talk. I'm like, so how are you? Sound like it was like another cum shot to those Gold Coast. No. We just want to talk.
Oh, that's sweet. Looks like you'll have a nice breakfast.
Yeah.
Ranillo here. Shea Petty. Yeah, Shea Petty's been out. She's been out for a minute for the Mercury. So that's a piece missing for them. But yeah, I'm locked in on those plays. I think that's good money. And let me say something to Corey as far as player props go. I haven't really looked at any of these games, but if you want to show up on We Got Next here later on this afternoon, I will have some player props for you. How's that?
That sounds real good, man. Teece tripling up on the 2 games for us. Connecticut Sun, Seattle Storm, 3 p.m. Eastern. Teece on the Sun, first half -4, full game -7.5, and Alyssa Thomas over 8.5 assists at plus money. And then in Mystics, Mercury, Teece on the first half over. He betted at 80.5. It's available here, 81.5. We'll do it for record keeping at 81.5, but he got it at 80.5. Mystics first half money line plus 110. Mystics first half plus 1.5 at -110 as well. And as he said, you can catch him on We Got Next on Who Bangin' Sports Talk. And we know Who Bangin', Big Boss and the squad. Big Boss going to be back in action more come college football season. And everybody knows our undenying love for DJ Big Boss.
Hey, he's also got all his he's doing his he's releasing all his videos for teams, the breakdown for teams and conferences. They're all available now on Who Bangin' if you want to check them out.
Oh yeah, he's the fucking man. Look at all these broads that have rode the wild Big Boss wave, man.
Yeah, that look like Archie Bunker.
Oh yeah.
Hey now,
sopping wet Archie Bunker.
Look at that 6-pack.
Oh man. All right, Teece, you are the man. Thank you for rolling with us. Good says thank you for your analysis. And we have 6 bets from Teece here on the door. Have a great show today, and thank you so much for making time for Pete and myself and all the great cappers in the chat. Teece, means a ton. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pete. Thank you very much, Jimmy. And thank you very much, Low Bag Chat, the best chat on YouTube. Love you guys. And maybe I'll see you next week. We'll see. You might get a late night text from Jimmy.
We'd love to have you on every Tuesday that you can. There it is, our guy Teece. And follow him on Twitter at Parlay Teece. All right, it is time for the Brigsy birthday bet. The Brigsy birthday bet. We'll do one last review of MLB action because we also got the Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. Yankees -1. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. Shout out to our Ron Crawford. Crawford. Also to Dennis Trusty.
Oh, I can't get my mouth around that thing. Oh.
Pistol Pete Loshak. This is the action for you, myself, Jose today. Jose is on game 2 of the Nats, first 5 plus 170. You're on the Marlins, first 5 team total over 2.5. Oh, I don't have juice for that. Do you have the juice? Sorry to bother you with that. If you could grab me
Marlins team total over first 5 2 -120.
-120. Thank you. I like that look, and I like the Marlins first 5 as well. You're on the first 3 under 2.5 in the Twins Tigers game and the Twins first 5. Oh, look at that. The taint play of the day is in. Can you believe it? I could be sitting here on the 4.5 at -120. God, I didn't move on it. And the taint play of the day is in from Matty Ice. It is Minnesota, Detroit, first 5 under 4. Minnesota, Detroit, first 5 under 4. I can't find that. Well, I'm going to look for that spot. Shout out to our guy, Matty Ice. With Pete's action as well. I should be sitting here with the 4.5 -120. I screwed that up. I'm on the Rays on the -1 line. Pete, Jose, and soon myself are all on the Orioles. Loshak's also on the Orioles team total over 3.5, and Jose did it money line and -1. and I'll be on the Orioles here in a second. Braves, Pirates, we stayed off. Pete, you're on the Cubs first 3. Cubs first 5 team total over 2.5. You're on the Royals first 5 team total over 1.5. You're on the first 5 under 4 in Toronto, Cleveland. You're on the Rockies -1 at +259. I'm on the Yankees first 5 money line. I beat that move by 20 cents, and I'm on the -1 as well with our guy Ron Crawford. Jose's on the Giants at -101. We stayed off Dodgers, Diamondbacks. You're on the first 3 under 2.5, and Padres, Mariners, and you're on the A's +220. So the time has come. I don't know if anybody, means more to us than Brigsy, in all honesty. What a guy he is, the strength of Brigsy, and now 4 years old, and we have arrived at the birthday pick.
Four years old, huh?
4 years old, Big Brigsy.
Man, Jim, you have no idea what I would give to be 4 years old right now, man. I would fucking give anything. What a fucking age.
You can role play, man. You got you're in the right room. Man. Do that.
Adult babies. Have you seen adult babies, Jimmy the Bag? That shit is cool as fuck, man. I'm an inch away from being an adult baby.
Yeah,
okay, Brigsy. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Let's do it. It's going to be a WNBA parlay. How about that, Jimmy the Bag? A WNBA parlay for you, Brigsy. Happy 4th birthday. We're going to do LA, Indiana under 157.5. And we're going to do Vegas and Dallas first half over, let's say 88.5. There's some 88s out there, but let's say 88.5. Let's say first half over Vegas and Dallas, 88.5, and LA, Indiana under 157.5 parlay. Special birthday parlay, just because, we're in Vegas. We're having a good time. 4 years old. We're inaugurating him into life. And there you go, Jimmy the Bag. 2 WNBA plays, parlay for Brigsy. Happy 4th birthday, Brigsy.
LA, Indiana, full game under 157.5. And what was the first half over?
There's probably some 88s out there, but let's just say 88.5, so no one thinks we're doing any funny business here. Yeah, we can say 88.5. I'm looking at Heritage right now. 88.5 is 110, and the other one is 157.5.
What game is that?
Sparks Fever under full game 157.5, and the Vegas Dallas first half over 88.5.
You are in business for Brigsy. You better catch this, Pete. Jesus. You better fucking put this together and deliver for our big guy, Brigsy, in that. And look, there's Brandon Cummings. Look at that. Brandon Cummings. What a great guy. OG. Great to see you, man. What a treat. That's very, very cool. Wonderful to see you, Brandon Cummings. Well, that is our show for today. We have nothing without you guys in the chat. Saturated, Brandon Cummings, Matty Ice, Teece, Lucas, Ryan, Danny Lopez, Tori Coker, Rance, Good, Ramon Scott. He's in Vegas right now. Cheshire Cat, Arnillo, DC Capper, Mikey M, Gerardo Hernandez with Dana White's Contender Series action. That is a copy and a paste for me. Let me just move this over for the birthday pick for Brigsy. Let's get this action from our guy Gerardo. Thank you for sharing that with us. What a group. Corey Allen, Billy Friedrich. I love Billy Friedrich. What a guy he is. Londo. We got Jarek White, Jimmy Gomez. Jimmy Gomez going to meet up with Nutflush Allen and Wine Time Sports today. I love it. Love when the Cappers hang out, man. Sharon Pulliam, Sal, Young Vaughn, Jay Smith, the Dapper Capper, Gifted Cartel, Ron Crawford. Thank you guys. Connor, Hurdy, Kelly, Alfred 44. Thank you all for your support. Nate Dogg 420, Jacqueline. Thank you guys. Pistol Pete is live in Las Vegas. He's there for the Bet Bash. He's at the Gold Coast Casino right now. Pete, my friend, have an incredible time in Vegas. I hope you get to hang out with some of our squad, and we love you. Do it upright. You deserve the break and the fun. Get that cash. And do you have any last words here for the Capper Sport in the show?
I was gonna be like, can anyone tell me how to find my Twitter password so I can? No. It was a fucking great day. Bet Bash, who knows? It is the Sports Betting Hall of Fame. Let us all the low baggers, all the Pub Sports Radio guys, eventually one day be inducted into the Sports Betting Hall of Fame. First year, it's starting here, Jimmy the Bag. It's great. It's great to be here. And I love all of you. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time next week, though. And the week after that. And the week after that. That's what makes this all so special.
Hey everyone, welcome into the Pub Sports Radio preview for the week. And let's start off with the three most important things. The Survivor Contest, Cappers Contest for 2023. Sign up today over at the Pub Sports Radio website, www.pubsportsradio.com. You guys sign up, $100 for each contest there, so $200 total. The poker tournament as well. Poker tournament's happening 3 times in August, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. Sign up with our friends at Bet Online right now. $25 buy-in, whole lot of fun. And the winners get prizes as well. So shout out to Bet Online, our presenting host for that contest. Next, we have the Boxing Day Sharpie in the joints as well. The best damn MLB prop show in all the land. Pitcher props galore from Sharpie and all of his guests, including Connor Mack Picks, the Spin Doc, LJ from H-Town, and the Pimp Slap Pod himself, Mike M. Next, Clint of the Die Hard MMA podcast has been red hot on the canvas this year so far. 3 shows a week, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, he does his regular podcast where he breaks down the entire card, makes some picks. Thursday, he has Total Takedown. Friday, of course, the Undefeated Weigh-In show where he locks in the rest of his action. So shout out to our guy Clint. On Thursday, speaking of it, the Unmuted Mic with Dabby Cab and Dave Rogers. They also bring a variety of entertainment, including interviews with OnlyFans stars. This week, Rachel Pye joins the program, who illustrious OnlyFans star, and I'm sure Dave and Cab will get into a bunch of hijinks. Speaking of the aforementioned Dabby Cab, he's also on The Sesh with Dutch Boy Fresh, the true connoisseurs over there as well. They get into a variety of sports gambling topics as well as puffing that sweet, sweet Mary Jane while doing it. So shout out to The Sesh as well as our guys, Loshak and The Bag, Peter and Jimmy, reunited again on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, and Betting with The Bag Wednesday through Friday, same times, breaking down every game on the card in great detail and doing it with some of the best cappers in the whole industry and the best damn chat in the damn game. We have the main event on Talking Hands, Danny Betts and Preston Ekdahl talking about the latest boxing card that's happening this week. Starting on Tuesday at 7:30, have Oscar Valdez versus Emmanuel Navarrete going this week. So check out their show for all the latest insights and opinions, as well as our guys, DFS by the numbers, aka Brady, on the channel, Stat Diggers. They go through the card, him and Uncle Weezy, Sunday nights for a deep, in-depth breakdown of the UFC. And don't forget about your boy right here, Jose Bouquet, hosting Say Hey Plays Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, breaking down the entire baseball card in only the way we can, doing it with some laughs on the way there. So say hey to me there, and that's the schedule. Thank you guys for watching along. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on this video that you're watching, and don't forget to subscribe for those updates, because you never know what might happen with the Cappers Contest, which you can sign up with right now. Sign up for on the Pub Sports Radio website, www.pubsportsradio.com. Say hey guys, see you guys next time.